Bulldogs have come up and are really ready to play.
Oh, my goodness, clobbered at the 30-yard line. Boom! Here comes pressure. We're going to get him. Aziz Ojulari have a snack. There's Pickens. Oh, he left his feet, stuck his hands out, and brought that baby in. Lost the football. We pick it up. We picked it up at the 30-yard line. Richard LeCount scooped it up off the turf. Pressure and sack at last. Oh, yeah! Touchdown on the dead run. Here we go. Well, the party is back in town and in full force as #1 Georgia battles unranked Florida here in Jacksonville this afternoon. Led by their stellar defense, the Bulldogs have been the beasts in the SEC East this season, and their 5 conference opponents have provided tasty feast meat. Georgia would like to add the Gators to the menu today. The Dogs are a 2-touchdown favorite over Florida, but that isn't necessarily a reliable barometer in this series. Funny things can happen that can derail your enjoyment. The Gators lit up the Dogs with their passing game last season, but Kyle Trask is on a roster behind Tom Brady in Tampa now and is no threat today. What is threatening is the Gators' running attack, led by their 2 quarterbacks who are 1 and 2 on the team in rushing. But Georgia can play the threat game too. The Dogs are first in the league and 2nd in the nation in stuffing the run, to the tune of allowing a measly 63 yards per game on the ground. So once again, are you the beast or the feast? The Bulldogs are hungry for a title, and their work continues following the Ford drive to kickoff. It's coming up next on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network, this is the Ford Drive to Kickoff. The Ford Drive to Kickoff is brought to you by Ford. Visit your local Ford dealer for great offers on F-150, the official truck of the Georgia Bulldogs. Our coverage will continue after these messages. Welcome back to the Ford Drive to Kickoff. Once again, here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Scott Howard.
All right, welcome back. Now let's go right down to the field. Shock's got the coach. Shock.
All right, Coach, been off for 2 weeks. Got some game action now. What's the feeling from the squad here in warm-ups?
A lot of juice, ready to go. A lot of guys want to play big in this game. This is one they remember you forever for, how you play in this one.
On the other side, you got their top 2 rushers are the quarterbacks. What's been the focus going into this week about how you contain those guys and keep them in the pocket?
We got to affect them. We got to make them play poorly, and there's a lot of ways to do that, but we cannot allow them to get ground run games constantly. They're a really good run team first.
All right, Coach, go Dogs, go get them. Back up to you, Scott.
Shock, thanks very much. Our interview with the coach, protected by Breda Pest Management. With Breda, you don't have to be afraid of bugs. Yeah, we caught the Dogs right when they were leaving the field there, so glad Shock was able to hustle over and catch the coach before they went into the locker room. This is the Ford Drive to Kickoff. What better way to enjoy your game day traditions than with the Ford F-150, the official truck of the Georgia Bulldogs. Score one today at buyfordnow.com. All right, Z's keys to the game. We've heard them in the tailgate show. We're going to hear them again right now. Z, reinforce to all of us what you want to see out of this Bulldog team today.
Yeah, Scott, you just heard the first key from Coach Kirby Smart. You've got to minimize the ground game coming out of this Florida Gator offense, and that starts by containing and getting a good push up the middle to slow down these 2 quarterbacks, whichever one we might see. Emory Jones leads this Gator team in running the football. The number 2 rusher is Anthony Richardson. How do you stop them? How do you contain them? You've got to rush with disciplined pass lanes, contain them, force them up in the pocket, and then get a good, strong push. Very similar to what we did against Clemson. We implement that same kind of strategy. We should have success, because if we can make them throw the football, it's going to be a long afternoon for the Gators. We have to be quick to adjust today as well. Coach Dan Mullen is one of the best in the game at calling plays to find weaknesses in your defense, and when he does find a weakness, he attacks it in multiple ways to get after essentially the same play. We saw it last year with the wheel routes that just kept coming at us incessantly. We're going to see a wheel route early in this football game as well. Have to have answers. If he finds something, we have to be able to adjust very quickly. In the Georgia secondary, we must be ball hogs. Between these 2 quarterbacks, 12 picks on the year. They will throw the football to us, and then finally, ground and pound. This is a good Florida defense, but if they've got a weakness, it's been containing the run this year. We need to run it and simply break their will, because I don't think they can stop us.
All right, there you go. Eric Zier with his keys to a Bulldog victory. It's Georgia and Florida coming up here in sunny Jacksonville today. We'll step aside just a moment for the Ford Drive to Kickoff right after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Welcome back to the Ford Drive to Kickoff. What better way to enjoy your game day traditions than with the Ford F-150, the official truck of the Georgia Bulldogs. Score one today at buyfordnow.com. The Georgia-Florida Hall of Fame inductees were just introduced to the stadium crowd here just moments ago, and that's one of the few times you'll see Bulldogs and Gators linked arm in arm. Of course, Georgia's inductees this year, Thomas Davis and John Stinchcomb. Congratulations to them. Let's take a look at Georgia's starting lineups, so to speak. We'll run down who we expect to see in the ball game. We do not get the starting lineups officially. On defense for Georgia's top-ranked college football defense, Jordan Davis is in the middle, a senior from Charlotte, North Carolina, 6'6" and 340. Devontae Wyatt, a 6'3" senior, 315 pounds from Decatur, Georgia. Trayvon Walker, a junior, 6'5", 275 from Thomaston, Georgia. Jalen Carter having an outstanding season. Sophomore, 6'3", 310 from Apopka, Florida. The linebackers for the Dogs inside, it's Nakobe Dean, a junior, 6'1" and 225 from Horn Lake, Mississippi. Channing Tyndall, the leading tackler on this team, a 6'2" senior, 230 from Columbia, South Carolina. On the outside, Nolan Smith, a junior, 6'3", 235 from Savannah, and Adam Anderson, a junior, 6'5", 230 from Rome, Georgia. In the Bulldogs secondary, Darian Kendrick, a senior, transfer from Clemson from Rock Hill, South Carolina. The other corner is Keely Ringo, redshirt freshman from Tacoma, Washington, 6'2" and 205. The safeties, Lewis Seen, a junior, 6'1", 200 from Cedar Hill, Texas. Expect to have Christopher Smith back in the fold today, senior, 5'11" from Atlanta. Latavius Brini is the nickel, a senior, 6'2", 210 from Miami Gardens, Florida. Your defensive players we expect to see early for the Dogs. It's Georgia and Florida. The countdown to kick continues right after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
The Ford Drive to Kickoff. Now back to Scott Howard and Eric Zier.
What better way to enjoy your game day traditions than with the Ford F-150, the official truck of the Georgia Bulldogs. Score one today at buyfordnow.com. Welcome back to the Ford Drive to Kickoff on sunny Jacksonville. 67 degrees today. Partly cloudy, blue skies for the most part, some white puffy clouds high above, and a little bit of wind to deal with today as well. 16-mile-an-hour winds blowing, and that is getting down on the field a little bit, even though we're in a bold stadium right on the river. But the wind could be a factor in kicking game today, so we shall keep an eye on that. Georgia comes in at number 1, 7-0 overall, 5-0 in the conference, first place in the SEC East. The Dogs have won 11 straight dating back to last season. They have 846 wins all time in program history. Kirby Smart in his 6th season as the Dogs head coach, a stellar 59-14 record, 38-12 in SEC play, and he is 3-2 against the Gators as Georgia's head coach, 27-5 against SEC East opponents. Florida comes in at 4-3, 2-3 in the league. This after an 8-4 season last year. Florida is the defending SEC East champion. Georgia could do something about that today with a win and a Kentucky loss. Dan Mullen is in his 4th season as the Gators head coach, his 13th as a head coach overall. Spent 9 years at Mississippi State. His overall head coaching record against Georgia is 2-4. It's 15 minutes to kick. Kickoff presented by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. We'll continue from Jacksonville right after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
The following is a presentation of the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Jacksonville is obviously an important game for everybody.
We don't want to have that bad taste left in our mouth like we did last year.
I think we were crushed. You never want to lose that game.
We're going to come out with it all.
Throws it to Cook, caught at the 15, the 10, goodbye, down the middle, touchdown, Georgia. Nice big hole, 20, 15, 10, 5, down the hash, they won't catch it.
We're more maintenance about ourselves than Florida.
We're just trying to chop wood.
It's really an honor to be around all these guys. Not one person is just going to get all the shine.
All the individual stuff will come and go, but I want to make something special for this season.
Bennett will throw a little fade route to Bowers. Oh, he caught it! He caught it at the 7. He just stuck his hands up and caught it, and he got into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown!
It doesn't matter what rank they are.
This game's not about rankings. It's never been about rankings.
We're always going to get our best shot. They're always going to give us their best shot.
We just use every game that we play as motivation to come out and put our best foot
We
forward.
treat it like another game. It just happens to be at a split field.
It's just an unbelievable atmosphere to play in.
Playing in the NFL stadium was definitely awesome.
I'm looking forward to it.
One of those things you have to take in and savor the moment.
We just got to go out there and do what we do every week.
At the end of the day, we have a job to do going into Jacksonville, and that's the win.
On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network, welcome to play-by-play coverage of Georgia football. Bulldogs football is brought to you by Zaxby's, home of the signature sandwich. Piedmont Healthcare, connecting you with great care every step of the way. With confidence, we move forward. With heart, we keep carrying on. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Pruitt Health, family makes us stronger. Cook's Pest Control and the Citricon System, the unbeatable combination for termite protection. Georgia United Credit Union, score your official Bulldogs debit card today at gucu.org/GoDogs. Dos Equis, a proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Get a dose. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Barbasol Shaving Cream, the American original for over 100 years. Better buy Barbasol. And by Southeast Mortgage, the official home loan lender of the Georgia Bulldogs. Now to the Piedmont Healthcare broadcast booth. Alongside former All-American Eric Zier, here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Scott Howard.
Welcome back. Pre-game festivities winding down. We're almost ready for football. You can feel it here in the stadium. It's packed once again after an off year last year. The fans are back in full force, and we've got the Dogs and the Gators for you coming up in a matter of minutes here on the Bulldogs Sports Network. All right, let's hustle through some offensive names for the Bulldogs. We expect to see Stetson Bennett start the game at quarterback. We shall see. The senior from Blackshear, Georgia. Offensive line looks like this. Cedric Van Pran is the center. Warren Erickson and Justin Schaefer are the guards. Warren McClendon and Jamari Salyer are the tackles. The tight ends, and there's a bunch of them. Brock Bowers, Darnell Washington, John Fitzpatrick, to name a few. The running backs are Zamir White, James Cook, and Kenny McIntosh today. No Kendall Milton due to a knee injury. The wide receivers, A.D. Mitchell. We expect to see Jermaine Burton and Kieris Jackson. Might even see Arian Smith today. We shall see Ladd McConkey, Marcus Rosemy, Jack Saint as well. The Dogs and the Gators are coming up in the sunshine in Jacksonville. Back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Georgia out of the locker room just a couple of seconds ago. The Gators continue to file out of the locker room underneath us here on this side of the stadium. The Florida Marching Band heading off the field into the end zone, and it's time for our Georgia's Own Credit Union coin toss, brought to you by Georgia's Own Credit Union, banking on purpose. Our referee today is David Smith. The Georgia captains are James Cook, Quay Walker, Adam Anderson, and Jamari Salyer. And Anderson, by the way, has a club on his right hand. We go down to DJ Shockley, who's on the field. Shock.
Everybody's ready to go. The Hall of Fame guys here. Let's see you. Let's tune in.
Prior, if you have any trouble, come see us. Georgia, you're the visiting team today. You're going to make the call, okay? That's heads, that's tails. That's heads, that's tails. What's your call?
Tails.
He calls tails?
Yeah.
He calls tails. It is heads. You've won the toss. What would you like to do? Defer to the second half. Which way do you want to kick? Kick that way? Okay, turn around this way.
Gators defer to the second half. Dogs get the ball off the rip. Scott Z, let's get it popping, baby.
Let's do it, Shock. Thank you very much. So the Gators win the toss. They deferred. That means Georgia will start the game with the football. We'll see the Dogs on offense to start this one today. The Dogs are the designated visiting team. We're wearing white jerseys, silver breeches, and red helmets today. Florida in blue jerseys, white pants, and orange helmets. It's time to tee it up here in Jacksonville. The opening kickoff powered by Georgia Power. Whether you're on the way to the stadium or heading home from a win, charge up with Georgia Power. Plug in at one of their convenient EV charging stations today. All right, we made it through all our pregame coverage. Now it's time to get down to business, as they like to say, Z. We're ready to start knocking, get this thing underway. I think both fan bases are certainly ready for it, too.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. In this game, Dogs come in ranked #1 in the country. Florida, questions at the quarterback position. They've been limping a little bit coming into this football game. But you could throw all of that out the window in this game. This atmosphere, both teams will be at their very best today.
We're going to watch it from the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here in Jacksonville this afternoon. Our first half presented by attorney Ken Nugent. Over $1.5 billion recovered. Now there's a number. And remember, there's only one call, 1-800-CALL-KEN. So the Gators won the toss. They deferred to the second half. So Florida will be kicking from the river inland, right to left here from our view here at the big stadium in Jacksonville. And the deep receiver for Georgia will be Kearis Jackson as he roams around in the end zone. The up back is Zamir White. And handling the kicking chores for the Gators today will be Jace Christman, a graduate transfer from Mississippi State. He's from Houston, Texas.
Scott, there is a ton of wind right now swirling around in the stadium. Not sure if it's going any one direction constantly, but it is blowing.
Christman, a right-footed kicker, going to come down returnable at the 5, and Jackson will try to return it to the 10, to the 15, 20, got a block, 25, 30 on the Gators sideline, and crosses the 35 and knocked out of bounds on the near sideline around the 37 by the kicker, Christman. On a good return by Kearis Jackson. The ball came down short. Not sure if the wind held that up or not, Z, but it was returnable from the 5, and Kearis gets it out to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, nice little lane there for Kearis to run through. Good job by Florida's kicker there in making that touchdown-saving tackle, but excellent field position here for the Dogs.
So Stetson Bennett will start the game at quarterback. Zamir White in the backfield with him. 2 receivers to the left. The Dogs work on the near hash, moving to our right. We flip-flop the tight end, Bowers. Hand it to Zeus. First carry, straight up the floor, straight up the middle, right between the tackles. And Zeus, with both arms draped across that football, protecting it, up across the 45 to the 46, hit by Kyer Elam. And that's a 10-yard gain and a Scana Energy first down to start the game.
Out of the gates, Dogs run a little counter. Nice crease there for Zeus. The Gators against LSU really struggle with that running play.
Bennett in the shotgun. Snap to him. And he'll get the handoff to White. Zeus bouncing out to the left. Stiff arms a man and breaks the tackle. Works his way to the Georgia sideline and into Gator territory. Tackled out of bounds over there at the 48. He broke the tackle of Avery Helm, the cornerback, and Trey Dean made the stop for the Gator defense. But he's in Florida territory after a 6-yard run to the Florida 48. It's second down and 4.
Same play the other side. You had Brock Bowers and Warren Erickson both pull on that counter. 2 nice blocks to allow Zeus to get the edge.
Second and 4 from the Gator 48. Rollout by Bennett. Throws on the run. Hits the tight end, Darnell Washington. They go low on the big man. The pass is complete at the 40, and they hit him at the 39 with Rashad Torrance, the free safety. More than enough for the first down at the 39-yard line. A gain of 9 as the Dogs continue to move here on this opening possession of the game.
Dogs fake the counter tray on that play. So same action by the offensive line. That time Stetson pulls it, gets easily to the edge, clear passing lane, and a good read to get it to Big Washington.
Bennett claps his hands, play fake, rolls to the left. Looking, now throws on the run. Sliding catch made by Kearis Jackson at the yard marker. Sliding down around the 29 or the 28-yard line. And that's another Scana Energy first down. They'll spot it on the 28, go quickly. It's a gain of 11.
Again, Dogs double up. Same play, just to the other side. Get Stetson out, rolling to his left. That time had to get all the way through his progression, but a good job at getting that football out, going against his body to Kearis Jackson.
Jackson taking chunks of grass with him as he was sliding on the turf on that play. A lot of sand and dirt and grass kicking up in the air. Bennett goes under center, turns and hands it to James Cook, who checks in. And the straight-ahead handoff is good for a couple of yards to the 26. Brenton Cox, the Georgia transfer from Stockbridge, Georgia, makes the tackle for the guys in blue. The gain is 2 to the 26. It'll be second down and 8 for Georgia.
Primarily single safety right now from the Gators. We expect to see quite a bit of that. They like to be aggressive. They like to bring pressure. For the first 5 snaps here. Single safety, man free or cover 3 by the Gators.
Second down, Georgia on the Florida 26, moving to our right. Shotgun snap to Bennett, throws open in the right flat is McConkey, makes the catch at the 22, and they'll twist him down out of bounds on the near sideline around the 18 by Torrance. And the gain is 8. Let's go down to Shockley on the sideline. Shock, what do you got from the Cooks Pest Control sidelines?
Fellas, one thing to watch and why I think Kirby Smart has loved what Stetson Bennett has done. When he came out on that rollout, I can literally see his eyes go from 1, 2 to 3, like Zeke talked about in that progression. The quick decisions and the ball about in his hands, that's what's made him so successful. And he's done that here on his first drive so far, too.
3rd and a yard to go at the Gator 19. We're in the Massey Ferguson red zone. Bennett will go under center. Zeus is in the backfield with his lone setback. Play fake. Bennett sets up to throw. Gators come on a blitz, and Stetson has to throw it away. Chunks it into the end zone. Nobody there. Incomplete.
Boy, Dogs get aggressive there. Fake the little dive, trying to catch the Gators sleeping. We had verticals going in 2 different spots, but quick pressure. Zeus has got to peel off of that play fake and make that block. Didn't do it. Stetson just had to throw it away.
Yeah, he missed the block on the corner, and Florida got pressure on Bennett, and he had to unload.
13 on the offense. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Foul includes a loss of down. 4.
I did not see a flag, but I believe they called grounding on Stetson.
Boy, that's surprising. He threw that football down the field. We actually had somebody running a vertical, but they ran inside. That could have just been miscommunication.
So the penalty backs up the Dogs to the Gator 28. Now we'll, instead of getting it into the end zone, we're going to go reaching for a field goal in this swirling wind on the field from the 36, making this a 46-yard try on the near hash, kicking right for Jack Podlesny. There's the snap and the hold. The kick is away. It's reaching towards the uprights, and it is no good. I believe off to the right, perhaps, from this angle. I couldn't tell.
Boy, a lot of wind. I think both kicks we've seen in this game so far, wind has absolutely played a factor.
Oh, we had it in the red zone, ended up outside of the red zone and missing a field goal to start the game. Timeout in Jacksonville. Florida has the ball when we come back. No score first quarter on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Back in the Piedmont Healthcare booth here in Jacksonville, Anthony Richardson starts at quarterback for Florida. 1st and 10 on their 28, and they'll run it on their first play from scrimmage. Malik Davis, the senior, runs it to the left and will cross the 30 and then knocked out of bounds into the sideline by Darian Kendrick for the Georgia defense. Then the gain is 4, almost 5. Ball's up on the Florida 33 now. Georgia missed a field goal after a 7-play drive. Florida will throw with Richardson. He hits his target left side on the near sideline at the 34. Gamble makes the catch, twisted to the turf by Quay Walker, the linebacker, at the 35-yard line. The game was about 2.5 or 3. It's 3rd down quickly. 3rd and 3 for Florida on their own 35.
Dogs on 1st down had a cross buck blitz by both inside linebackers. On 2nd down, drop back into coverage.
Gators flip-flop some of their offensive personnel. 3 receivers to the right side now and run the back out of the backfield. Big Richardson at 6'4", redshirt freshman, claps his hands at quarterback. steps up, runs, and we will drop him at the 34-yard line. He tried to run out of the pocket to the left, and Georgia squeezed it shut with Devontae Wyatt and the linebacker Nolan Smith. They make the tackle at the 33.5. It's a loss of 1.5 yards, and it's 4th down quickly for the Gators, and they'll have to kick it right back to the Dogs.
Exactly what you want to do and how we want to rush these quarterbacks for the Gators. Contain, force the quarterbacks, in this case Richardson, up into the middle of the pocket and then just collapse on him.
Jeremy Crawshaw is the punter for Florida. He'll get the kick away. Kieris Jackson will return it from the 26. Crosses the 30, angles to the left. They wrap him up around the 32 or the 33-yard line. Dogs have the ball quickly. Florida went fast, and the Dogs got it right back. 45-yard punt, 7-yard return. Dogs ball when we continue. Another time on the field here in Jacksonville. Scoreless first quarter on the Bulldogs. Scoreless first quarter. Each team has had the ball once. Georgia had a long drive, missed a field goal. The Gators went 3 and out. Bennett, the quarterback, Cook in the backfield. James going to get the carry, runs to the left, sheds 2 tacklers, sidesteps another. Gets back to the line of scrimmage as he almost hugs the sideline, far side of the field. And he hops to the 35-yard line before he's stopped by Brenton Cox, the former Bulldog, at the 35. The gain is 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8 Dogs.
Good penetration there by the Florida defensive front. Pushed James Cook outside quicker than he wanted to, and really no green grass to run in.
In bright sunshine now, the Dogs empty the backfield. Bennett in the shotgun, drops back. Here comes pressure. And Stetson will just sidearm him at the feet of Brock Bowers, the tight end, at the line of scrimmage. He just had to dump it away. 2 big blue shirts came bearing down on him. Javon Dexter and Cox, a couple of linemen, pressuring Bennett, and he just unloaded it into the turf to live to play another down.
Todd Monken there trying to take advantage and use this aggressive push by the Florida front against him, trying to set up a tight end screen. It was well recognized by Florida. Good decision there by Stetson just to throw it at the feet of Brock Bowers.
3rd and 8 Dogs from our 35. Cook in the backfield, Bennett in the shotgun. There's the snap. Gators bring 3. Bennett eludes the rush, rolls to the right, throws downfield. He's got Cook there at the 39. James makes the catch and tackled up high around the 44, the 45-yard line. The senior from Miami, James Cook, with the grab and a 1st down for the Dogs. Diabate, the linebacker, had to make the tackle for the Gators. The ball's up to the 45-yard line. The pickup was 10, and it's a 1st down for the Dogs. And Georgia tries to go quickly, and on the snap of the ball, whistles blow. I don't see a flag on the field, but the officials have killed the play.
Offsides on the defense, number 1, 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
That was on Cox trying to get a head start there. He got nabbed for a 5-yard penalty. David Smith is our referee in this SEC officiating crew. The ball up 5 yards for Georgia. The 49.5, almost to the 50.
This Florida defensive front is getting off of the football right now. Look for some additional screen plays, maybe some draws just to use that aggressiveness against the Gators.
1st and 5 for the Dogs from just shy of the 50. Out of the pistol was Zeus. Bennett tried to hand it off to the left. Zeus ran to the right, so Bennett just pulls it down and runs. He just stood there for a fraction of a second, frozen in time, wondering where his running back was. He ran on the other side, and then Bennett makes something out of nothing and scrambles into Florida territory at the 43-yard line. He got 7 yards on that scramble, picks up a Scana Energy 1st down.
Well, I think it was Bennett that went the wrong direction there. That was another counter play. We saw 2 of them to start the football game, went right back to it. Dogs fortunate there to make something out of a broken play.
Zamir to the right of Bennett in the shotgun. 1st and 10 on the Gators 43 for Georgia. Stetson with time, surveys the field, throws, lobs it left, and in and out of the hands of Zamir White. And that's going to be an incomplete pass on the far side of the field. Try to over the shoulder and around the 38. I couldn't tell from this angle if the Gators stripped it out or he just bounced off his hands incomplete. I think that was probably the case. He just dropped it.
Yeah, I think that's right. He was the outlet. Zamir was the outlet on that play. He was just on a flat route, but had a Florida defender right in between him and Stetson Bennett. Stetson did a nice job of putting some air into that football.
Yeah, that may have been Hopper that actually did punch it out while he was still juggling and bobbling the ball, trying to gain control of it. Incomplete pass brings up second down and 10. Dogs on the Florida 43. There's the snap, handoff to Cook, straight ahead, down to the 41-yard line, tackled by Cox. He's got a chip on his shoulder today for Florida, the former Bulldog. Ball at the 41, and the gain is only 2. It'll be third down 8 for Georgia. The Dogs have already missed a field goal on their first possession. They're back in Florida territory now and trying to convert on a third down try here. This will be their third down opportunity of the game. They're 1 for 2 so far.
Cox able to beat Brock Bowers inside there to make that play.
And A.D. Mitchell just moved early on the right side, the wide receiver.
Number 5 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
He's on this side of the field, right in front of the Florida bench, and he got a false start. As we check the Meriwether and Tharp scoreboard, a final from Lansing, Michigan. Number 8 Michigan State 37, number 6 Michigan 33. How about that? The Spartans beating the Wolverines in the battle for supremacy in the state of Michigan. Also Virginia Tech, a winner over Georgia Tech today, 26-17. Here we are scoreless in the first quarter in Jacksonville, Georgia and Florida. Snap to Bennett, sets up on our 45. Now he's being pursued. He runs to the right side, dumps it downfield for Brock Bowers, tries to make an awkward one-handed grab, but it's off his hands and to the turf, incomplete. He had a man hugging him, trying to prevent him from catching it. Bennett's being pressured a lot. See, the Gators are getting good pressure on the Georgia quarterback right now.
Yeah, right now, great push from this Georgia defense, or from this Florida defensive front. Played cover 2 on that play and still able to get quick pressure on Stetson, force him out of the pocket, really nowhere to go with the football.
There's Jake Camarda going to try to pooch one. Xavier Henderson is the deep man for Florida. He runs away from it as the ball bounces on the 4 and takes a Florida bounce into the end zone for a touchback. The Dogs had 3 men in the vicinity of the football, but none could chase it down as it bounces on the 4, high hop, and then into the end zone. We've got a time here in Jacksonville. We're scoreless. A little bit.
If not, we'll be there to take you to jail. Remember, drive sober, or we will pull you over.
First and 10 Florida on their 20, back inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here in Jacksonville. We're scoreless first quarter. Richardson, the quarterback, going to clap his hands, run to the right, drop back a few steps and throw a long ball, and caught on the sidelines, in or out. They say completed pass to Kamari Gamble, the tight end, at his heels on the near sideline, right in front of the Gator bench around the 38-yard line, and they give him the completion at the 39, a gain of 19. First down for Florida.
We knew we would see it early. That's another wheel route, just with a different look. You get Richardson a half roll to his right, throw back to the back, coming out of the backfield.
And Gamble was open by a large margin. First and 10 at their 39. Florida will run it with Naquan Wright, redshirt sophomore, 5'9", from Miami, Florida. Runs straight ahead into Jordan Davis. He got a half a yard, perhaps. 39.5, ball not quite to the 40. Our first half today presented by attorney Ken Nugent. Injured in a wreck, there's only one call, that's all. 1-800-CALL-KEN. Second down and 8 for the Gators on their own, just shy of their own 40-yard line. Richardson, give me that ball. He claps his hands twice, takes it and throws out of the shotgun. He finds Wright open at the 44.5, and we knock him back with Darion Kendrick and Nakobe Dean as the Gators pick up about 6 more up to the 45-yard line. It'll be third down and 3 for Florida as they substitute. They'll bring Pierce off the field. Damian Pierce, the running back. Richardson's the quarterback, and they've still got Wright in there in the backfield.
Just an option route there by Wright. Sat it down against zone coverage.
They go empty set. They run right to the right, and there's 3 receivers there. Here comes pressure on Richardson. He unloads. Quay Walker bearing down on him back at the 35-yard line, and Richardson unloads incomplete into the Florida bench, and it'll be fourth down for Florida as we pause 10 seconds. Station identification, Bulldogs Sports Network. Jeremy Crawshaw to punt it away for Florida. Kieris Jackson, the deep man. Crawshaw gets a boomer off that right leg. Going to hit it to 6 and into the end zone on the bounce for the touchback. Dogs will have the ball 1st and 10 at our own 20-yard line. We're scoreless here in the first quarter with 4:16 to go. Both teams playing tempo style. Remain undefeated. Iowa State, West Virginia tied at 17 as that game continues. And let's see, Wisconsin blasted Iowa 27-7 today. Texas loses at Baylor. The Bears over the Longhorns 31-24. That's your Merriweather and Tharp scoreboard update. Merriweather and Tharp, the Atlanta divorce team. Scoreless here in Jacksonville. 1st and 10 Dogs. We work on the far hash, moving right here in the first quarter. Bennett got the start at quarterback. He's still in there. And Kenny McIntosh makes his return. And he runs into a blue wall about a yard behind the line of scrimmage. But second effort got him back to the 20. Boy, he was hit hard at the 19. Knocked back. It looked like... Oh, I couldn't tell who that was.
Well, Dogs,
one of their big linemen in the front.
Dogs struggling right now with the front four of the Florida Gators. Where we've had success, counter trays, every time we've run it, big massive holes have been opened up as Florida is just getting upfield right now.
Florida or Georgia will throw to the right side, and the pass is incomplete around the 25, trying to go to Marcus Rosemy Jack Saint. Incomplete pass on the Gator side of the field. And Florida fans right under us. The Gators are on this half from the left end zone to the right end zone, and Georgia fans are all on the far side from our vantage point here in Jacksonville. 3rd down and 10 for the Dogs from the 20. We run McIntosh to a receiver spot on the left. We'll go with an empty set, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. We'll throw it to Mack on a screen. Florida misses a tackle as Kenny Mack makes the catch. Salyer tried to get out there and get a block. Mack is going to try to weave his way for about 3 or 4 yards. Not a lot there as the blocking broke down and the Gators were ready for whatever was coming. He got 3 yards to the 24, and Georgia will be 4th and punting situation coming up with Jake Camarda.
Dogs anticipated pressure there, hence the bubble screen on the outside. Gators actually dropped 8, played cover 2 behind it. Really not a defensive look you want to run that play into.
A flat low kick by Camarda, going to come down on a line drive to the Florida Gators at the 25. Henderson catches it on the run, heads to the right, and will be tackled out of bounds on the Georgia sideline across the way at the 32-yard line. That was a bullet off the foot of Jake Camarda. Didn't have any hang time to it whatsoever, but he got 51 yards on the punt, and it was a 7-yard return by Henderson for Florida. So the Gators go 1st and 10. Scoreless ball game, first quarter, 2:56 to go. And Florida has possession at its own 32-yard line. We had a 7-play drive and a missed field goal to start, and then the last 4 possessions by both teams have been all punts. Richardson will run it to the right, run a little option. He'll pitch it to the trailing back, and that is Davis. And Davis will scramble to the left and into the Florida sideline and the bench area, out of bounds at the 37-yard line. He got 5.
Well executed play there by Richardson. Really pressed the edge, forced the commitment from the Dogs, then got that pitch out. Nice first down pickup for Florida.
2nd and 5, Gators. They're in blue shirts, Georgia in white. A lot of sunshine here in Jacksonville. Cool temperatures in the upper 60s. Richardson claps his hands, gets the snap, runs to the right, throws to the right. It's caught at the 45. Justin Shorter, the junior from Monmouth Junction, New Jersey, makes the catch right on the yard marker of the 45-yard line, hit immediately by Keely Ringo. But the Gators with enough for the first down. They pick up 8 on the play.
Just a quick hitch on the outside by Florida. Ringo just too soft in coverage. That was a freebie.
Shorter had a career game at LSU 2 weeks ago. 6 catches, 113 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's his first catch this afternoon. Gators going to run it this way. Wow, hit hard at the 20. Is that Pierce or Davis on the carry? It is Malik Davis, the senior from Tampa, Florida, hit by Trayvon Walker. right as he crossed the 45-yard line on a little bit of an angle coming this way. Walker hits him hard, keeps him to about a half-yard gain, less than that actually, not much at all, just a few inches. For a second down and a long 9.
Davis never got north and south, and you go east and west against the speed of this Georgia defense, you're going to be in for a rude awakening.
Florida going to run it out of the pistol. This time it is Pierce getting the carry, running between the tackles, runs through over the line of scrimmage, run through Georgia's defense into dog territory inside the 40 and tackled down around the 36-yard line. That's their best run of the afternoon so far. Damian Pierce running hard down to the Gator or the Bulldog 36-yard line, and he got 21 yards on the play.
Well, no east and west that time. That was straight north and south by Pierce. Finally, Lewis Seen coming in to make the tackle.
Actually 19 on the play. Lewis Seen made the stop for the Dogs defense. 1st and 10 Florida. Snap to Richardson. Throws it out in the left flat, and it's caught by Gamble, the tight end again on the Florida sideline, or rather, around the 30, the 29-yard line. Lewis Seen again on the stop, the Georgia safety. And where were they going to pull the ball back to? The 33-yard line is where they'll spot it down for Florida. They got 4.
A little trickery there from Florida as well. Richardson looking over to the sideline like he was going to change the play, and then they snapped it trying to catch Georgia off guard.
Play fake Richardson. Throws it down the left sideline. Intended target Copeland. Ball sails behind him and 2 Georgia defenders as the ball sails out of bounds, incomplete. The Dogs had 2 men in coverage. The primary defender was Darion Kendrick. And the Gators will do it over. Back to the line of scrimmage on 3rd down. Seen also came over to help in coverage as they were trying to go to Copeland for the first time today.
Copeland won a defensive holding there as late in that play. Kendrick reached up and grabbed his jersey, but that football not even close to him.
3rd down and 7 for the Gators on the Georgia 33. Richardson back to pass. He pump fakes. He throws. The receiver falls down at the 22, and the ball goes sailing over everybody's head, incomplete. Justin Shorter was the target. Cut off his route at the 22, fell down on his knees on the turf, and the pass went well over his head and incomplete. And the Gators look like they're going to try a long field goal here with Chrisman. From the 41, a 51-yard try on the near hash, kicking left. And looking at the flags on the top of the uprights and the goalpost, it looks like the wind has died down, at least for the moment. It might be swirling up a little bit higher. Gators for the lead here. 51-yard try. Chrisman's kick is away. It is reaching, and it is no good. Missed it to the right. So each team has missed a field goal here in the first quarter, and that's the last play of the first quarter, by the way. And it ends scoreless. Number 1 Georgia, unranked Florida, 0-0 after 15 minutes. Quarter number 2 is on their way. We've got a timeout. Dogs will have the ball when we come back on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Amir White in the backfield. Zeus going to get the carry. Runs behind a block from Washington. Trying to zip out and then zip back inside, closer to the hash mark. Crosses the 35 and jukes his way up to about the 36.5. He broke 1 tackle from Jeremiah Moon, the linebacker, and then Trevez Johnson, the star player or nickelback, made the stop after about a 3-yard gain, 3.5 perhaps. 2nd down and 7 Dogs.
Inside trap there by the Dogs. Where we've had success running the football has been with the counter Trey. The trap there, we were close to getting a really nice positive gain on that one.
We go empty. Snap is low. Bennett fields it, scoops it up off the turf, picks it up and fires, and the pass is complete. Kearis Jackson at the 48-yard line. That's a Scana Energy first down for the Dogs. Tackle made by the free safety Rashad Torrance. He's from Atlanta.
It's a dig route there by Kearis Jackson. But really nice job by Stetson Bennett securing that snap. It was down by his ankles. Somehow he's able to go get it and stay composed enough to throw that football over the middle of the field.
11-yard gain for the Dogs. 1st and 10, Georgia on our 48. Moving to the left now on the far hash. Scoreless here in Jacksonville. Bennett has the football. Drops back, deep ball. Long pass down the field and overthrown as it bounces around the 10. Had Ladd McConkey running deep down the seam and 2 Florida defenders in coverage, and Bennett's ball landed about 5 yards over everyone's head.
Boy, misread right there by Stetson Bennett. I think he thought he was going to get cover 2 and didn't see a safety over the top. the Gators went to single safety right at the snap of the football. And McConkey coming from his slot position, that safety right in a position to make a play on that if it hadn't been overthrown so much.
2nd and 10 Dogs on our 48. Cook is in the game in the backfield with Bennett, who's in the shotgun. 2 receivers left for Georgia, 1 to the right. A draw play to Cook, bounces outside to the 50, to the 48, to the 47, and Trey Dean will hit him. And let's check a flag back at Georgia's 47-yard line. Cook was hit at the Gator 47 and tackled right there, but a penalty marker back in the Georgia backfield.
That's going to be a hold on the goal.
Holding, number 63 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, 2nd down.
It's on the Dogs center, Van Pran.
Dogs have got to find an answer right now to this intense pressure coming from the Florida front. You can see us attacking it in a number of different ways. Just can't get anything going.
76 yards of offense so far, but the only scoring threat we had. Well, we did get in the red zone, but then had a penalty on a grounding call on a pass into the end zone and backed us up, and then we missed a field goal. Here's Bennett after the 10-yard penalty. Finds Kenny McIntosh, caught at the 45. Another flag down. McIntosh weaving in and out of blue-shirted defenders and back into Gator territory. Tackled at the 43-yard line by Moon and Dean, but again, a flag down behind the play. So let's check that call. Flag was thrown close to midfield as McIntosh was, after he made the catch and was running towards the Georgia sideline. David Smith is our referee, and he's talking with Kirby Smart right now on the Georgia sideline.
That typically is thrown where you've got defensive holding. We'll see what the call is.
18-yard gain if it holds
holding
up.
Number 5 on the defense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot results in automatic 1st down.
So the Dogs will take that instead of giving up the down. They'll work with the 1st down back at the 48. Would have had the ball at the Florida 47 if they had declined the penalty, but it would not have been 1st down. So Georgia will give up some yardage for the extra down and work from their 48, 1st and 10.
It was a good, quick decision there by Stetson Bennett. Again, he's got to be on time right now with the Florida pass rush.
Stetson under center, reaches and hands off to Zeus. Wow, he left 2 guys in the backfield that had a shot at him. One was Cox. He missed the tackle. Also missing the tackle was Valentino, and then Zeus got positive yards into Florida territory, stopped by Diabate at the 46-yard line. So Zeus got 6 on the carry.
All Zeus right there. We actually missed a couple of blocks on that play, but Zeus somehow able to slip through a couple of arm tackles by Gators.
And it's 2nd and 4, Georgia on the Florida 46. Give it to Zamir again. He ducks in there, 40, 35. Oh, just stumbled. He had 1 man to go through, and he probably would have, but he falls at the feet of the defender at the 30-yard line. Rashad Torrance, the free safety, just got his feet around the ankles, just enough to trip him up. Down at the 33-yard line, a 13-yard pickup. Zeus was almost gone.
Well, there's the counter Trey again. Good job kicking out. Nice block by Sawyer on that one. We're finding success because this defensive line is getting upfield so quick, pulling linemen.
Give it to Zamir again at left tackle. He angles left and will be brought down at the 27-yard line. Torrance and Boggle make the stop for the Gators defense at the 27, 28-yard line. He got about 5 or 6. Let's check in with DJ Shockley on the Cooks Pest Control sideline. Shock.
Fellas, one thing I heard before the game was this offensive staff challenging the running backs to run through arm tackles. They saw a lot of that on film, challenging these running backs to run through arm tackles, and you see Zeus is doing a lot on this drive.
Indeed he is, and he's leaving guys in his wake. Play fake Bennett being chased by Cox. Bennett outruns him. Stetson to the 30, he's going to keep it. 20, breaks the tackle. 10, slides down at the 7. Terrific scramble by Stetson Bennett, and he wisely hit the turf before he got clobbered at the 7-yard line. It's going to be goal to go for the Dogs at the Gator 7.
Boy, we see it game after game after game where the speed of Stetson Bennett just makes plays for Georgia over and over. That time outrunning Brenton Cox. It was well defended, but Stetson Bennett's legs able to break away and get downfield, and then when you think he's going down, he keeps going.
Dogs in the Massey Ferguson red zone, 21-yard gain. Give it to Zeus straight ahead. Gators trying to rip the ball out of his arms. He cradles it. He protects it soundly and pushes his way down to the 4.5, just inside the 5-yard line. He got a couple. It'll be 2nd and goal, Dogs. Ball's between the hash marks, moving to our left as we watch it, trying to draw first blood here in the second quarter with 10:18 to go. The clock moving. We're scoreless in Jacksonville.
Dogs right now just trying to throw some body blows to slow this defensive front down of Florida, and doing a good job of it.
James Cook checks into the backfield for the Dogs. Bennett will be in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the left. Ball just inside the Florida 5. We bring Brock Bowers in motion, line him up at a wing to the left. Handoff Cook, straight ahead. Oh, hit, knocked back at the 4. Wow. He got into the gap, but all of a sudden a blue sledgehammer just came flying right through the gap and knocked Cook back. Let's see where they give him forward progress. It won't be much. No gain is what they say. The ball still just barely inside the 5-yard line. Cook got whacked pretty good by Jeremiah Moon, the senior linebacker.
Well, another trap. Warren McClendon on that play is designed to get up to the second level. He got hung up by that Florida front, never got to the linebacker, or that would have been a walk into the end zone.
LSU successfully ran a lot of traps 2 weeks ago, a lot of counters, and they gutted Florida in the ground game. Georgia not having as much success today. Bennett bounces out of the pocket, rolls right, directing traffic, going to scramble out of bounds on the far sideline. Never could find anybody in the end zone that was open, and he runs out of bounds at the 4, got about a half a yard. Torrance, the safety, was the one chasing Bennett and forcing him out of bounds on the far side. And after having it goal to go at the 7, now we're going to have to go trying for a field goal here.
Well, smart decision there by Stetson Bennett. Good coverage there by the Gators. Nothing there. Get points on the board. You've got a chip shot field goal and take the lead in this rivalry contest.
From the 12, a 22-yard try from the far hash, kicking left. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Georgia with its first points and a 3-0 lead, and with that good kick, the good hands at Allstate will contribute to the Bulldogs General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, Allstate. Georgia 3, Florida nothing, 8:38 to go. Second quarter, Dogs on the board first on the Bulldog radio booth. Georgia with a 3-0 lead now after a 21-yard field goal by Jackpot Lesney. The Dogs scoring drive, 11 plays, 63 yards, 6:22 on the clock as Jake Camarda will kick this one away. It'll come down on the goal line. A fair catch called for by Malik Davis. And the Florida Gators will have it at the 25-yard line. So an 11-play, 63-yard scoring drive on a 21-yard field goal puts the Dogs in the lead 3-0. That's your Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. Florida ball on their own 25. Georgia with 124 yards of offense, 66 for the Gators thus far, but Florida hasn't touched the ball here in the second quarter yet until right now. Richardson got the start at quarterback. 6'4" redshirt freshman from Gainesville, Florida, 235. He's in the shotgun, has the ball. He pumps, and now he fires to the left. It's caught near the 40 by Jacob Copeland, the wide receiver. He's the Gators' leading receiver this season, and he picks up a quick 15 as the tackle was made by the safety Chris Smith just beyond the 40. Got almost 16 yards.
Dogs brought Nakobe Dean immediately, then had a delay. Actually, Nakobe Dean was a delayed blitz there.
Here comes Nolan Smith. Richardson gets rid of it quickly. A zip throw to the right side. It's caught at the 47 to Zipperer. Keon Zipperer, the tight end, junior from Lakeland, Florida, makes the catch at the 47. He'll pick up 6. Anderson with the tackle. Nolan Smith almost got a sack on Richardson, but he was able to get rid of the football quickly.
Yeah, Zipper just had a little option route, sat it down again against the zone defense for the Dogs.
Out of the pistol, right will run it, bounces out to the left, still running. Dogs going to cover him up with white shirts now as he crosses the 50. He just kept bouncing out to the left, down the line until he found some space. He got daylight to the Georgia 48. And it's a first down, Florida. And the gain was 6. Florida moving quickly. They're going with tempo today. 3-0 Georgia leads. 7:22 to go in the second. Quay Walker made that last tackle. Split backfield for the Gators. Richardson going to hand it off. They run it straight ahead. And Pierce runs into the crowd, just straight down the hash. And we crowded up around the 46, maybe the 45. We'll see. It's closer to the 45. Devontae Wyatt, Zion Lowe, a couple of big bodies clogging up the middle, the gaps there. And Pierce was able to pick up only 3. Second down, 7 to Florida. They're on the Georgia 45, moving to our right, trailing Georgia 3-0. Snap in the shotgun to Richardson. He's looking to the left the whole time. Now he's going to roll left and just throw it, a bullet, into the Georgia bench area. May have hit one of the assistant coaches over there. Naquan Wright was the closest guy that he was trying to get the ball to, but Richardson had a little bit of time. He bought a little bit more, Z, as he extended the play by scrambling out of the pocket to the left.
Yeah, give Georgia's secondary some credit. That was pretty well protected by Florida's offensive line. Just nowhere for Richardson to go. Jordan Davis finally able to break through and get in pursuit of Richardson to force the throwaway.
Big Davis and Carter lining up over the center here. Florida with a 3rd down and almost 7. They're 0 for 3. Richardson going to run option to the near side, fakes the pitch, keeps it, and will tackle him around the 40-yard line or so by Channing Tindall, the Dogs' leading tackler this season. He picked up 5. He needed almost a full 7. They didn't get that, so it's short of the first down. Still need almost 2 full yards. Yeah, and the ball's on the Georgia 40.
Looks like the Gators are going to go for it. Probably a smart decision. This is the part of the field that you're kind of in between. Do I kick it or do I try to extend the drive? Big play here in this first half.
Richardson in the shotgun with Pierce in the backfield. They move Zipper, the tight end, in motion to the left. 2 receivers to the left. From the 40, Richardson going to take it and run, and the big guy gets the first down easily. Spins for 5, 7, 8, 9 yards down to the 31-yard line. Adam Anderson had to make the stop at the second level for the Georgia defense, but a big first down for Florida on 4th and about 1.5 yards.
Well, design quarterback run there all the way. We've run a number of traps and counter trays. That time Florida does it, except they let their quarterback keep it.
Longest run of the day by the second leading rusher on the team, Richardson, the second on the team today in running, behind Pierce, who has 22. Richardson now has 13 yards rushing. Here's the snap to Richardson. Pressure's coming on, and Carter's going to get him. A sack back on the 42. Jalen Carter, the sophomore from Apopka, Florida, just popped the Gators quarterback right down to the turf, and a big loss and a big sack for the Dogs defense.
No idea how Richardson held on to that football. It was fully exposed. We had Carter swiping at it, Jordan Davis swiping at it. I think Jordan Davis may have gotten a piece of it, but somehow Richardson holds on for it, or holds on to it, but still a huge sack and big play for the Georgia defense.
Lost 11 on the sack. Emory Jones in the game and Richardson. Both quarterbacks on the field at the same time now for Florida. They send Richardson out, drop him way back in the backfield to the right, and Jones will take the snap. He'll lateral it to Richardson, who's going to step up and throw it downfield, and it's caught and broken up at the 10. The Dogs were ready for it. Chris Smith helped to break up the pass play at the 10-yard line. Going down the field to Xavier Henderson. We had Smith and Brini in coverage. The Dogs not fooled by that at all. They let Jones take the snap at quarterback. He lateraled it to the right on the near side to Richardson, and he fired a long ball incomplete down to the 10.
Tremendous recognition by Christopher Smith. When Richardson caught it, he ran up a couple of steps like he was going to run it to try to get Christopher Smith to bite. Smith saw it, immediately got back underneath and covers and knocked that ball away.
3rd down, 21 for Florida from the Georgia 42. Flags are down. Gators may have had a false start. Looked like their left tackle moved early. David Smith is our referee. We'll get the call.
False start. 76 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
You can hear the wind down on the field in the referee's microphone. That was the left tackle, Richard Garage, a junior from Tampa, Florida. They back up the Gators 5 more back to the Georgia 47-yard line. So Florida got deep penetration down to the Georgia 31. Now they're back on the 47. And 3rd and a mile. 3rd down, 26 for Florida. 3-0 Georgia leads. We're in the second quarter. Snap to Richardson. He extends the ball forward. Nobody there. Pitches it to the left, to right. runs by a couple of Georgia defenders inside the 40 and tackled down around the 34-yard line by the linebacker Nakobe Dean, our junior All-American candidate from Horn Lake, Mississippi. Makes the tackle at the 34. He got 13 on the run, and now it's 4th and still a lot of work to do. 4th and 13 more to go. He got half of it back.
Boy, Gators got away with a blatant hold on Nolan Smith, too, that allowed Wright to gain the edge. I can't believe that wasn't called.
4th and 13 on the Georgia 34 for Florida. They keep the offense on the field. Snap to Richardson. Pressure from the edges. Richardson steps up and avoids it. Throws on the run. Incomplete on the near sideline. No flags. I don't think. Nope, no flags. The Dogs will take over. They've stopped on downs. Trayvon Walker had good pursuit on the Florida quarterback. Dogs will have the ball at our 34-yard line. Timeout in Jacksonville with 3:39 to go. Walker almost got the tackle on Richardson as he was unloading the football. 3:39 remaining, second quarter. Georgia leads 3-0. Play fake, Bennett to Cook, sets up with time, throws it wide open, big tight end, Washington at the 38, he rumbles to the 50 into Gator territory, 40, 35, they hit him low out of bounds. Wow, that just was too simple, Z. He was wide open, and then at the blink of an eye, he had 15 more yards down to the Florida 34-yard line, knocked out of bounds by Tyron Hopper.
Darnell was the 4th option on that play. We were trying to go to James Cook on a wheel route. It was well covered.
Bennett going to throw, deep ball, far sideline, throwing it into Gator territory, and they intercept it at the 2. Run it into the end zone with momentum, then try to run it out, and we tackle him at the 2-yard line. Bennet's pass to the far right corner into double coverage and was picked off easily by Torrance for Florida. Gators have the ball right back on their own 2-yard line, and we have got another timeout with 3:11 to go in the second quarter. Georgia 3, Florida nothing. Gators ball when we come back on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Listen up, Dog fans. There's bad weather coming, and don't let it ruin your...
Reception thrown by Bennett, his 3rd of the season. Florida will try to run it out of the end zone, and not a lot of space there. He run it straight ahead. We stack it up right near the goal line. They were able to get the ball out, but not by a large margin. Unpile the mass of humanity down there, as it was Richardson carrying the football. No gain on the play. The ball's on the 1.
Yeah, that was a designed quarterback run all the way, and Richardson tried to get a little too cute coming out of the end zone, and the Dogs' defense just collapsed on him.
Quay Walker leading the charge for the Dogs. 2nd and 10 from the 1 for the Gators. Richardson will operate on the shotgun snap in his end zone. Will take the snap, lean down, and just run to the 5, and now just carries the pile. Driving and being pushed. Georgia took the ball away. Nolan Smith took the ball away. He scored in the end zone. I think it's a touchdown.
Boy, that pile just kept moving and moving, and it looked like we were stripping at the ball the entire way, and Nolan Smith, all of a sudden you saw Dogs jumping up in the air, raising their hands, and Nolan Smith comes out of the pile to the corner of the end zone.
Never heard a whistle. The officials are going to discuss this one now. They're all huddled up at the 10-yard line. We're looking at a replay as Nolan Smith was trying to pull that ball away from Richardson, and he did, but he fell to the turf.
Yeah, it's not
after he pulled the ball away. Should not be a touchdown. If it is Georgia's ball, it'll be on the spot where he ripped it out of his arms and fell down.
Well, his forward momentum never stopped. That should be a fumble if there wasn't a whistle, but he clearly fell down.
Here's David Smith, our referee.
The ruling on the field was a fumble by the offense, recovered by Georgia. When the player recovered the fumble, his knee was down at that spot. It'll be first down Georgia at that spot.
There you go. So Georgia's sideline will do a little celebrating now with 2:22 to go in the first half. As we were looking at that replay, and that's exactly how we saw it. You heard the description from David Smith, the referee. The pile kept moving, as he was saying. He kept making progress, and Nolan Smith was just in there just trying to rake the ball out, rip it out of his arms, and he finally did it while the pile was still moving forward, see?
Yeah, that previous play is under further review. The ruling on the field was a fumble recovered by the defense.
Well, they're going to review this just to make sure they get it right, but Nolan Smith clearly had that football, and momentum was not stopped. I don't think there's any way they overturn it. I think they got the call right on the field.
Yeah, if the whistle didn't blow, play continued. There's from our red and black eyes, there's no way they can overturn this, but we've seen stranger things before. But David Smith and this officiating crew is going to take a look at this play. It's under review, brought to you by Pruitt Health, where family makes us stronger, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. Our first half is presented by attorney Ken Nugent. Over $1.5 billion recovered. Now there's a number, and remember, there's only one call, 1-800-CALL-KEN. Dogs with a scoring opportunity here as Nolan Smith has apparently stolen the ball away from the quarterback for Florida. Richardson ripped it out as the pile was still moving. He was running, trying to get it off the goal line for Florida, and the Dogs have stolen the football. And they should have it in the vicinity of the Gator 11-yard line, leading in this ball game 3-0 with just 2:22 to go in the first half. And here's the announcement on the review, as we'll get David Smith here to tell us what in the heck's going on. They've taken the video monitor off the field, and he's standing now. Here we go.
After further review, the ruling on the field of a fumble is confirmed, recovered by the defense at the 11-yard line. First down, Georgia.
So we turned it over on a long interception throw by Stetson Bennett, and the Dogs get it right back on a Florida turnover as Richardson unable to hang on to the football to the stronger arms of Nolan Smith. Dogs take it away. We've got it on their 11. Stay tuned for the halftime report, brought to you by Breda Pest Management. Neil Williamson has our Breda Pest Management halftime report coming up. With Breda, you don't have to be afraid of bugs. Dogs huddle up on offense at the Florida 11. 3-0, Georgia leads. We've missed a field goal. They've missed a field goal. We've got a field goal. And now we're going to try to jam one here in the end zone. Bennett at quarterback, Cook in the backfield. Two receivers right, one left. Give it to James Cook. Runs behind it, tackle McClendon. 5, 3, 1, touchdown, Cook! He angled to the right. Big Warren McClendon leading the charge. And Cook lined up right behind him and took it into the end zone for the score.
Boy, amazing job there by the Georgia offensive line. Every one of them. McClendon, Erickson, Van Pran, Schaefer, Sawyer just blew the Florida Gators off the ball, and that's how you respond to a turnover.
McClendon was on the outside of that block, and Erickson, I think, may have had the key block on the inside, and Cook cut right behind him and broke the plane easily into the end zone for the touchdown. Brought to you by Engineered Solutions of Georgia, proud partner of the Bulldogs. Point after try, Jack Podlesny. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Dogs take advantage of the steal by Nolan Smith. The Gator fumble turns into 7 for the Dogs. It's Georgia 10, Florida nothing. Timeout, back in a moment. Bulldogs Sports Network. Away, we had it on the 11, one play in the end zone. That's your Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. Jake Camarda's kick high into the sun, and Malik Davis just looking up into the sky. I don't know if you could see it or not. He just let it bounce over his head and had his arms out by his sideline. Where's the football? Couldn't find it. Gators will have it on the touchback. It'll be at the 25 with 2:16 to go. Our first half is presented by attorney Ken Nugent. Injured in a wreck. There's only one call. That's all. 1-800-CALL-KEN. 10-0 Dogs. Brand new score after the turnover by the Gators. 1st and 10 at the 25 for Florida. And Richardson in at quarterback. Anthony Richardson, the redshirt freshman at 6'4" back there. The Gators move early on the right side of the line.
Well, Dogs got him again. That defensive line shift creates movement. All but I think one game this year. We have forced false starts.
Number 70 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Redshirt sophomore right tackle Michael Tarquin from Ocala was already into his offensive line pose a little bit before the snap of the football. Back on the 20 now for Florida. Make it 1st and 15. Gators down 10-0. Richardson going to run it to the left with an option trailer, and he selects the wrong option. He keeps the ball, and the Dogs eat him alive at the 20 and the 1-foot line. Trayvon Walker hit him first, and then Channing Tindall and Jalen Carter. Everybody knew where that ball was going, and they followed Richardson to the spot. Make the stop. He got about the length of the football gain, about 7 or 8 inches or so. 2nd down and 14 for Florida, just across their 20. Here comes pressure up the middle. Richardson going to throw, tipped, and intercepted. The Dogs intercepted. Nolan Smith caught it off the tip of Trayvon Walker. He batted the ball, and look at Smith. He's going to have the Savage pads again. He just had him a few moments ago. He's got a fumble and an interception now. The Dogs pick it and will have the ball at the Gator 36-yard line with 1:43 to go in the half.
Boy, we dialed up a cross-buck blitz, and Florida had no answers. Richardson had to get rid of that football, where Nakobe Dean was going to blow him up. And then you're right, the tip by Walker, Nolan Smith in exactly the right spot to be able to pick that off, and Dogs back in business again.
Henderson made the tackle for the Gators as Smith caught the tipped pass on the interception. And there's number 13 by the Florida quarterbacks this season. 1st and 10 Dogs, a chance to do some more damage on the Gator 36-yard line. Stetson Bennett in the shotgun. Zamir White in the backfield. 2 receivers left and 1 to the right. Play fake to Zamir, going for the end zone here. Bennett unloads to the end zone. He's got Kieras. Did he catch it? Yeah, touchdown. He fell down out of the side of the end zone, over the shoulder. Terrific catch. Kieras Jackson for 6 more.
Boy, some redemption there for Stetson Bennett as well. Had what he wanted. Definitely in, too. Got his knee down before he was out of bounds. And Kieras Jackson just separating from Florida Gators.
Bennett put it in a perfect spot, and Kieras made the play on it. A terrific catch with his body bending like a pretzel. He got the knee in, as he said, as we look at a replay. And it's 16-0 in the second quarter. The Dogs are exploding. Going to try the point after. A terrific touchdown brought to you by Engineered Solutions of Georgia, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. Here's Jack Podlesny's point after try. That long streak came to an end a couple of weeks ago against Kentucky. Well, starting a new one today as that one is up and good. 17-0. Here's your Georgia Metals drive summary. Another one-play scoring drive after 17-0. And that's your second quarter recap, presented by Ag South, Ag Georgia, and Southwest Georgia Farm Credit Loans for Land and Farms. Jake Camarda's kick sails into the end zone for a touchback. Georgia has a player shaken up, grabbing his hamstring, it would appear, his left leg, down on the Florida 4-yard line. Can't quite make out who it is. Oh, it's Marcus Rosemy Jack Saint. I tell you, this place is his Waterloo.
About in the same spot, too, on the field.
Might just be a muscle cramp. They're stretching out his left leg or some sort of a hamstring pull. Let's hope he's all right as we pause 10 seconds. Station identification on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Dog fans, whether your favorite seat is right on the 50-yard line or comes with a bird's eye view, you can head to StubHub and grab 100% verified tickets so you know you'll get in. StubHub's been getting fans into the game for over 21 years and is the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Georgia Bulldogs. StubHub, be there. 17-0, Georgia leading Florida. Gators came in averaging about 35 points a ball game. Georgia's offense has actually done a little better this season. The Bulldogs third best in the SEC at 38.5 points a game. Florida point hole.
Yeah, they've got to just be throwing their hands up in the air right now. They were playing the Dogs. They had them right really where they wanted them, and all of a sudden, just like that, a couple of turnovers and 2 plays later, they've got a pretty big hole to dig out of.
Richardson will throw on first down. They'll dump it off to the right side, and it's caught near the sideline by Henderson. Henderson hit into the sidelines by Kendrick for Georgia, and the gain is minimal, 3 yards to the 28.
The Dogs right now starting to pin their ears back and coming. You can see our front four, and added a couple of linebackers, 5-6, just our pass rush beginning to get the better of the Gators.
Empty set for Florida. Shotgun snap to Richardson. Takes the snap up and throws quickly. hits his target on the left hash. That's Malik Davis, who lined up over on that side. Hit him around the 33, would tackle him at the 34 with Lewis Seen, the junior safety from Texas. And it's short of the first down by a few inches.
Dogs played man. That was just a side adjustment there.
Third down, Z, as Richardson will keep it himself. Quarterback draw. Wyatt almost had him in the backfield for a loss. It would have been fourth down, but he slipped through the arms of Devontae's tackle, and Jalen Carter ends up making the stop at the 37, so the Gators get the first down. They move to sticks with a minute to go.
Gators still not in any big hurry right now.
Florida's first third down conversion of the game, now 1 for 6. 1st and 10 here from their 37. Richardson will pass, caught at the 43 on the far hash mark. Davis makes the grab, hit immediately by Chris Smith. And the clock stops with 40 seconds as Florida calls a
30-second timeout.
First of the half. 30-second time, as you heard referee David Smith explain. Vermont Healthcare, connecting you with great care every step of the way. With confidence, we move forward. With heart, we keep carrying on. Georgia with a couple of turnovers and turning him into a couple of touchdowns. Both turnovers created and taken away by Nolan Smith for the Dogs. He got a fumble. He ripped it out of the arms of Richardson, then caught a tipped pass on an interception. Richardson will throw for Florida on second down from their 44. Finds Henderson open in the right flat. We chase him down with Quay Walker, the linebacker, on the Gators sideline. And they'll spot the ball up at the 48. He got 4 yards on that one. And it's enough for a first down. Play clock at 28 seconds and moving. Snap to Richardson a little bit low. He's in the pocket. He's going to be... Well, we grab him, but he's running with our guy on his back. I was going to say he's going to go down at the 43, but he wouldn't go down. Adam Anderson, who's no small guy, senior at 6'5" and 230, couldn't get Richardson to the turf. He dragged him to the 47. Warren Brinson was in there to help as well, the big sophomore lineman from Savannah. They finally got Richardson down at the 47-yard line. He was just running with a guy on his back.
I think Adam Anderson was trying to strip that football. He got into Richardson, I think knocked it loose for a second, right back into Richardson's arms, and instead of trying to sack him, was trying to strip that football loose.
It'll count as a sack. He lost a yard on the play from the 48 back to the 47, so Anderson gives Georgia its second sack of this ball game. And Florida will call another timeout here with 17 seconds to go, and they've got second down and 11 coming up from their own 47-yard line.
Well, Florida right now going to have to get the ball out of Richardson's hands quickly. This Georgia rush really getting the better of this Gator offensive line.
Richardson getting nothing deep today, Z. 11 for 18 for just 79 yards here in this first half. Second down, 11 for Florida. They're on their own 47-yard line. Richardson with an empty set, 3 receivers to his right and 2 to the left. The Dogs have 3 down linemen. Now we fake a blitz with Anderson. We'll bring 3. Anderson kind of hovers. Pick! Nakobe Dean at the 50, 40, 30. He's going to take it to the house. Dinner's cooking. Touchdown! Touchdown, Nakobe! Pick 6!
Poor read there by Richardson's Dogs. Dropped 8. Got back in coverage and played cover 2 behind it. And Nakobe Dean saw that hitch route all the way, easily stepped in front of it, and there was not a blue jersey in sight.
He was trying to get it to Malik Davis, but Dean, the All-American candidate, made an All-American play and took it down the near sideline around 50 yards or so, I think right at 50. He's got the savage pads, and the Dogs turn another turnover into points. And it's 23-0, number 1 Georgia with the point after pending. They'll raise the net behind the goal post, and Jack Pod will kick it over the net into the seats. They didn't get it up in time. 24-0, the kick is good. Another Georgia touchdown brought to you by Engineered Solutions of Georgia, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Boy, and Gator fans already running for the exit after this onslaught at the end of the second quarter.
Probably beer at the concession stand.
They may not be coming back.
You might be right. Well, here's your Georgia Metals drive summary on that play. An interception return for a touchdown by Nakobe Dean, 50 yards on the jaunt into the end zone. That's your Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. Georgia exploding for 24 points here in the second quarter. That's the second career interception for Nakobe. He had his first of his career against Auburn a few weeks ago. He delivered with a little bit of style right there with the Dogs' third pick six this year. Chris Smith has one. Nakobe Dean has one, and Jamon Dumas Johnson has the other. 7 seconds to go. Camarda will kick it away with a 24-0 lead. Hangs it up high in the air. Davis will stand on the goal line, arms extended out each side, let the ball bounce in the end zone for the touchback. Florida, barring some sort of wacky play in the last 7 seconds, will be shut out in the first half, for the first time this season. Now that's doing something if you can hold these guys off the scoreboard.
Yeah, Gators averaging over 500 yards of total offense. They've been dominant on the ground coming into this football game, but late in this first half, the Georgia defense flexed its muscle, and the Gators don't know what hit them.
You think they might go to Jones in the second half at quarterback?
Boy, they might.
Florida will run it here on the last play of the half with Dameon Pierce, just a little inside run between the tackles, and he'll pick up about 4 yards, tackled by Trayvon Walker to win the half, and the Dogs running off into the far corner of the end zone to their locker room to the cheers of their fans. 24-0. The Dogs come up with 3 turnovers here in the quarter and turn them all into touchdowns and lead the Gators at intermission. We'll catch up a couple of comments from Georgia head coach Kirby Smart here in just a second. That interview will be brought to you by Zaxby's, home of the Zaxby's signature sandwich. Turnovers absolutely huge in the second quarter for the Dogs, but cashing in on them even bigger. Nolan Smith got 2, a fumble recovery and an interception, and then Nakobe Dean with a pick six of 50 yards just moments ago.
It was the Georgia pass rush that just took this game over. The penetration in the last half of that second quarter, just an onslaught of Georgia Bulldogs wreaking havoc, creating mistakes, and just like you said, we took advantage of it.
All right, let's go down to Shock and Coach. TJ.
All right, so I know you're excited about what happened there, but I know 1 of 5 on third down on offense is something you're not happy about. What's the adjustment going in?
Well, you got 2 downs because the wind's so dang strong. Get half of it back on third, then convert. You know, we've had some big explosive plays. If you're explosive, you don't have to be great on third down, but you got to take care of the ball.
Have the different looks, you think, confused the young quarterback where you better get to him and force him into some bad decisions?
Yeah, I think the total effect there is affecting him, but he's a really good athlete. He's had some guys open. He's been late to them.
All right, Coach, appreciate it. Go Dogs. Back up to you, Scott.
All right, Shock, thank you very much. Coach Smart. Interview brought to you by Zaxby's, home of the signature sandwich. So the Dogs stockpile some points with 3 Gator turnovers. Georgia turned them all into scores and lead at halftime 24-0 here in sunny Jacksonville. Stay tuned now for the Breda Pest Management halftime report with Neil Williamson. Hondo standing by here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
The Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Welcome to the Halftime Report, protected by Breda Pest Management. Here's your host, Neil Hondo Williamson.
Wow. That's what you call a locomotive, baby. 24-0 the Dogs. As Scott Howard said, with a second quarter explosion, 24 points. 21 of them set up by incredible defensive plays and stands. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our halftime report, protected by Breda Pest Management. With Breda, you don't have to be afraid of bugs. We have Eric Zier. We have DJ Shockley, your old buddy Hondo. And Z, I'll ask you first, have you heard anything out of Vegas yet? The early odds I'm getting for the over-under is 15,000.
It might be. I'll tell you that.
That's how many Florida fans will be coming out here for the second half out of 42.
Listen, it is that last pick six. You had Gator fans out of their seats heading for the exit. So we'll see how many come back.
Yeah, we're thinking about 27 are already on their way to the cars right now. I'm going to ask you about the Florida quarterback. I'm going to lead with that before we talk about the Georgia defense with DJ, and that is in the tailgate show, I asked you guys, can Dan Mullen afford to send a true freshman out against this wolf pack of a defense?
Yeah, and that answer right now is no. Up until about the last 2.5, 3 minutes of the first half, he was playing pretty well. There's no question he's rattled now. This is the kind of game that can have an impact on you, not just for this game, but maybe for the rest of the season, maybe for a career, because it's escalated that quickly and now going that bad. I'm not sure if Emory Jones been in the football game, if the result's any different. It was really about the Georgia defense taking it over. What you worry about right now, if you're Richardson, is how do you protect him, not even for just this game, but ongoing.
I'm so glad you said that, because I was with a Florida fan last week in Nashville. My daughter Lily got engaged, as you know, and the Florida fan was saying, how can you not start the guy? And I said, what if he just collapses under it? What do you do to him for the future?
It can have impact.
It can have huge impact.
It is a real thing that a game like this can really impact your psyche and your confidence as you move forward in your career, because it's always going to be in the back of your head of what can happen.
DJ, the Georgia defense obviously been terrific. The offense hasn't been chopped liver out there, as we say, up in the Northeast. 203 yards of total offense for the Dogs so far. Stetson Bennett, after a couple of perhaps not the best decisions he's made all season, early in the game really seemed to settle down.
Yeah, and I think that's what's most important, is he settled down and not let those mistakes get in the way of what could have happened. Because if he'd have made a mistake and came back after interception and come back that next drive, he wouldn't have been able to make the huge throw to Kieran for the touchdown. So it just speaks to the maturity, and you're having a veteran guy like Stetson who knows what it's like to come back after making a mistake, and he's done that. I think Z mentioned it throughout the first half. We got to get back to some of those counters, get back to some of those traps that were real successful on that first and second drive, and this offense will continue to go. But we got to make sure we don't turn it over, because we see how quickly a game can change once you turn the football over.
All right, Chalk, I know you want to jump into that locker room and see what Coach Smart has to say to the troops. Thank you very much. Eric, go get yourself a water as well, and we will take a quick break and pay some bills, then come back and check the Merriweather and Tharp scoreboard for you. There are a couple of major upsets in college football today. A couple of top teams went down, top 25 teams went down. And we'll also come back and check stats for you as well. Georgia leading at 24-0. Nolan Smith with 2 turnovers. Nakobe Dean with a pick 6, all in the final few minutes of the first half. And the Dogs capitalizing to the tune of 3 TDs off those TOs. Stay with us. This is the Breda Pest Management Halftime Report on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Now more of the Halftime Report, protected by Breda Pest Management. With Breda, you don't have to be afraid of bugs. Once again, here's Neil Hondo Williamson.
Dogs are up 24-0. Woo-hoo-hoo. Boy, hope you got this one on tape. If you're listening to the game, and you are obviously if you're listening to us right now, but I mean, if you don't have it on tape, I hope that you have it on tape so you can watch those last 3 minutes of the first half where the Dogs just chalked up 3 touchdowns in a flash. Yeah. Okay, let's check that Merriweather and Tharp scoreboard for you. It's a day of reckoning in the Big Ten. 6th-ranked Michigan went into East Lansing today and a couple of times built up double-digit leads on Michigan State, but the 8th-ranked Spartans able to rally. Kenneth Walker with 5 TDs today, 37-33. Sparty comes away with the win in the matchup of unbeatens. Meanwhile, 9th-ranked Iowa went into Madison, and Wisconsin just thumped the Hawkeyes 27-7. 16th-ranked Baylor rallied to defeat Texas 31-24. Number 17 Pitt fell at home to Miami 38-34. Virginia Tech went into Atlanta and historic Grant Field and defeated Georgia Tech 26-17. Number 2 Cincinnati, no problem with Tulane 31-12. Those are all finals. All right, games in progress. Number 22 Iowa State is playing at West Virginia, and the Mountaineers have a 38-31 lead with the ball. They are 6 minutes to play in the fourth quarter in that one. Missouri is in Nashville, and the Tigers lead Vanderbilt 23-14. They have about 20 minutes to play in that contest. Okay, elsewhere, 4th-ranked Oklahoma is home and leading Texas Tech 28-7. They're at the half. Number 7 Oregon is at home and leads Colorado 31-14. They are at the half as well. Clemson is at home against Florida State. They're just about ready to kick off the third quarter. Tigers leading the Seminoles 17-13 in that contest. 6 SEC teams are off this weekend: Alabama, Tennessee, Arkansas, LSU, Texas A&M, and South Carolina, all with byes. Tonight, you've got number 10 Ole Miss at 18th-ranked Auburn. That's at 7. Also at 7, number 12 Kentucky at Mississippi State. And at 7:30 tonight, number 20 Penn State at number 5 Ohio State. North Carolina goes to South Bend to take on 11th-ranked Notre Dame. This is the Breda Pest Management Halftime Report. Northside Hospital has brought its legacy of quality health care to Gwinnett County. Today, Northside is expanding resources and facilities in Lawrenceville, Duluth, and Brazelton, as well as other communities near you. Northside, proud to serve Gwinnett and to serve your families. To learn more, visit northside.com. We'll check first half stats. Dogs leading 24-0 over the Gators. This is the Bulldogs Sports Network. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Breda Pest Management Halftime Report. With Breda, you don't have to be afraid of bugs. Neil Hondo Williamson, along with the rest of our gang here. It's Adam Gillespie, Chris Schiavone, Jay Black supporting us here in the booth. Back in the Bulldog Studios, Zach Jewell, Scott Howard, Eric Zier, and DJ Shockley, your play-by-play and analysis team. No one gets you closer to SEC football than SiriusXM. Download the SiriusXM app and tune into SiriusXM SEC Radio for news, talk, and analysis throughout the college football season. Try it out today and take your favorite SEC team with you on your phone, online, and at home. No car required. How about that? Okay, let's check those first half stats quickly for you. Most important ones: turnovers. Georgia has committed 1 turnover, and Florida has committed 3 turnovers. The points off of those turnovers: the Dogs have 21, the Gators 0. Our young Jay Black reminds us that from the time that Nolan Smith forced that fumble late in the second quarter, Georgia was able to score 21 points on 2 offensive plays. Right away, they went 11-yard TD run by James Cook. Then there was the interception by Nolan Smith after Nolan Smith had recovered that fumble, forced that fumble, and recovered it. And then a pass, 31 yards to Kearis Jackson for a TD. Stetson Bennett, those were the 2 plays. Then to Kobe Dean with the pick 6, 50-yard interception return for the Dogs. And those are the stats that matter. We're going to take a quick break and come back with second half action. Breda Pest Management Halftime Report on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
To Equal Housing Lender, license in all 50 states, NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield and JMI Sports under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Georgia. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the University of Georgia, Learfield, and JMI Sports. Announcers are provided by Learfield and JMI Sports and approved by the University of Georgia.
All right, getting ready for the second half back inside the Piedmont Healthcare Radio booth here in Jacksonville. Our second half today brought to you by First Franklin Financial. Visit 1ffc.com to learn more. 24-0. Dogs explode 24 points in the second quarter. Kick it off to start Quarter number 3, Camarda's kick will land in the end zone for the touchback. And Florida will come back to the 25 and start right there. Can we go down to DJ? Let's check in with Shock on the Cooks Pest Control sidelines halftime report out of the locker room. DJ, what do you got?
Well, fellas, I say this. The SEC inside was in the locker room, and I think there's going to have to be some editing going on because Kirby said a few words in there. He said, I remember last year in the same building not feeling good, and then he also mentioned he wants to physically make Florida quit in his second half. Point to the scoreboard at the end of the ball game and let that be what your action is.
All right, Shock, here we go. 1st and 10 on the 25. Richardson, the quarterback, going to hand it off to Malik Davis for a straight-ahead handoff. He got about a yard. Devontae Wyatt, the big senior from Decatur, on the stop. Less than a yard, actually. 2nd down, a long 9 for Florida.
The 3 turnovers at the end of the first half just unraveled everything that Florida was trying to do. You know they're looking to come out right now and just get on stable footing.
Richardson going to ride the back, then pull it out of his belly and keep it and run straight up the gut, right up the hash mark to the 34 as he was hit by Quay Walker first. And the stop was made at the 34 for a gain of 9, and it's a yard short of the first down. 3rd down and a yard to go for the Florida Gators on their own 34.
Great ball handling right there from Richardson. Really rode that fake for a long time. That pulled a number of dog defenders away from Richardson that allowed the hole to open up.
It's got Pierce in the backfield. He breaks out and runs to the left, and Florida's line moved as well, and flags are down. Let's see the official call from our referee, David Smith.
72 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's from Josh Braun, who is a backup guard, but it was inserted into the starting role today with the injury to Ethan White. Their normal starting left guard is out today. And Braun, with the false start penalty, puts the ball back on the 29. It's a little more difficult for Florida. 3rd down and now 6 to go back on their own 29. Richardson in the shotgun, going to play fake and throw. He finds a target, and that's Gamble to tie it in right on the Gators sideline, near side, hit immediately by Quay Walker at the 32-yard line. He's 3 yards shy of the first down. And the Gators will send in the punt unit down 24-0 in the early 90 seconds of the second half.
Great recognition by Quay Walker coming up to make that open field tackle. As soon as that football was caught, he was there. A 3 and out from the Dogs, just what they wanted to dial up.
Here's Crawshaw to kick it away. Kieris Jackson. Fair catch called for, runs up to make the grab and does so at the 30-yard line, surrounded by blue shirts. Dogs will have the ball. First touch of the second half after a 38-yard punt and no return. 13:07.
BMW 330e, 530e X5, X-Drive 45e, and 745e X-Drive plug-in hybrids. Range, power, and performance that you unplug to unleash.
Proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Visit BMWATL.com for great offers. Go Dogs!
We are back inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here in Jacksonville. Dogs with the ball, 1st and 10 on our own 30, leading 24-0 early minutes of the 3rd quarter. Stetson Bennett going to go under center. Stretch and hand it off to Zamir White. He makes a man miss at the 29. Pops his way across the 33 up to the 35, and the crowd yells Zeus. Nice 5-6 yard run. Well, 5 yards almost, right to the 35-yard line. He got away from Valentino in the backfield, and Jeremiah Moon made the tackle 5 yards later. 2nd down and 5 Dogs on our 35.
A lot of success in that first half by the Dogs, running counter trays and traps. That time, just another trap. Good, solid first down run of 5 yards.
5 men on the defensive line for the Gators, and we're going to give it to Zeus, and he gets positive yardage, 3.5 maybe, close to the 39, running to the right, and tackled by Chris Boggle, a backup defensive end, a junior from Fort Lauderdale. Our second half is presented today by First Franklin Financial. Go see the friendly folks near you at a convenient Georgia location.
Well, first down play was a trap. 2nd down run was a counter. Dogs could pick up a first down here and get some good momentum going to start this second half. Open up this lead a little bit more.
We're just 1 for 5 on third down conversion tries today. Here's an opportunity. Give it to Zeus. And he runs straight ahead. He gets the first down. So we're 2 for 6 now as we convert with a Scana Energy first down. A run straight up the gut by Zamir White to the 32-yard line. 42-yard line, excuse me. And Kenny McIntosh will now check into the game.
Yeah, Zeus into that first half as the Dogs' leading rusher. 46 yards on 7 carries, so picking up right where he left off.
Zamir got 3 for the first down. Now 1st and 10 from our 42. Toss it to Mack, short side to the right. Kenny Mack breaks a tackle at the 43. And they'll pile him up as he crosses the 45 and spot him at the 47-yard line. He broke away from Valentino again. That guy's having a tough time wrapping up. Dexter and Dean were able to get McIntosh to the ground at the 47-yard line, a gain of 5. Cedric Van Pran walked away from the end of that play, grabbing at one of his hands or his wrist. Let's hope he's all right. He's got a wrap on his left hand, but he's a right-handed center. And that one is bare. Got his hand on the ball, ready to snap it to Bennett in the shotgun. 2nd down 5. Handoff McIntosh looking for room straight ahead. He's in the pile, and they're driving it towards the first down marker. He'll get a yard short. He got into Gator territory to the 49. Warren Erickson, the right guard, junior from Suwanee, Georgia, leading the charge, and that push began with Kenny Mack right in the middle of it, and they almost got the first down out of it.
Gators got up, pointing like it was their football, so this one might get reviewed. Everybody's
Did he
looking
fumble the football?
He may have fumbled it.
Similar to what happened in the first half, I guess, in the pile, and the ball came loose.
The previous play is under further review. The ruling on the field was the runner was down prior to fumbling.
We're looking at a replay as Kenny Mack still has the ball in his hands, and the ball starts to come loose, but in the replay here, his knee wasn't on the ground yet.
That ball was out.
And that ball came loose. As we looked at the replay, the official, David Smith, is going to look at it. This might be a Georgia turnover. The play under review is brought to you by Pruitt Health, where family makes us stronger, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah, his knee was not down, and that ball was out. It was close. But from the angle we just saw, that may be enough to overturn this, and it's going to be Gators' ball.
Ball is spotted at the Florida 49 right now, and this play is under review. It came out late in that scrum as the pile was still moving forward. Kenny McIntosh may have lost the football at the end of it before he went to the turf. David Smith ready for the announcement.
After further review, the runner fumbled prior to being down. The ball was recovered by Florida. First down, Florida.
Second turnover by the Dogs today. Stetson Bennett threw an interception in the first half, and then Georgia just piled on after that play. And Florida had turned it over in 3 consecutive possessions after that Stetson Bennett pick. And now we fumble here in the second half. So they've had 3 turnovers. We've had 2.
We saw how quick the momentum of the game shifted after Florida's turnovers. Need a big defensive stand here from the Dogs defense.
Florida on the Georgia 49. That's where they moved the ball to after the fumble. After the review, handoff to Damian Pierce. He angles to the left outside at left tackle, trying to get to the corner. Runs into number 7, Quay Walker again. Quay's been all over the field making stops. But Pierce picks up 5 to the Georgia 44.
After the first Georgia turnover, the Dogs came back immediately and got the football back.
Man in motion to the near side for the Gators. 2nd down and 5 from the Dogs 44. Snap to Richardson, give it to Pierce. Starts straight, bounces outside. He's got a running room on the sidelines, and Scene has to chase him down almost to the 20, knocking him out of bounds. Just a little sliver of sunlight still on the field. That's where he went out of bounds on the far side, and they'll bring it back a little bit to the 27-yard line of Georgia.
Boy, for one of the few times this season, Dogs lose contain. Adam Anderson took a bad route to Pierce and got caught inside.
That's 17, almost 18 yards on the Pierce run. Longest of the day. Going to run option with Richardson. He keeps it for himself. Ducks inside right tackle. And Carter and Walker will make the hit on the Gators quarterback at the Georgia 23. He got 4 yards on that run.
Well, the Dogs have made the adjustment on that option. We've seen Florida run a number of times. Immediately, we've got a linebacker scraping to the back, and then our flow just takes care of Richardson.
Richardson, 10 carries, 20 yards today. He's been kept under control for the most part. He's going to keep it again. Boy, you can hear the pads clacking all the way up here with Dean and Anderson. They sandwiched him as Richardson kept the football again and paid the price as he inches that ball closer to the 20-yard line. Third down. Now Emory Jones comes into the ball game. Quarterback, junior from LaGrange, Georgia, who was bumped out of the starting position for Richardson today. It's third down for the Gators. Third down, 3.5. They're 1 for 7 on third down tries today. And Jones will be in the shotgun. 4 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Jones going to throw it out. A screen to the left. It's caught by Henderson, and Henderson with blocking on that left side will be able to get down to close to the 10-yard line. N'Kobe Dean takes his legs out at the 11, but it's a first down for the Gators.
Gators caught us in exactly the right defensive look. We brought pressure off of that formation. Little bubble screen to the outside. Gators had 3 blockers in front of Henderson.
9-yard pickup and a first down for Florida. Now Jones is going to stay in the ball game, going to go under center. 3 receivers in tight on the right edge of the line of scrimmage. Going to toss it back to Davis. He wants to throw, puts it up in the air into the end zone. Incomplete. Had a man running in man-to-man coverage. We were tight right there with him in the far right corner. Henderson was the target, but the Dogs had pretty good coverage on him with Darian Kendrick in the right corner, and Malik Davis's pass is incomplete.
Again, the discipline from this Dogs defense. Every time we've seen a little trickery out of the Gators, Dogs are in the right spot.
Oh, Trayvon Walker got a nice shot on Malik Davis, who threw that pass at the end of that play. Here's Jones going to stay in and keep it himself. Jones weaving his way down the field inside the 10, close to the 6-yard line. As Emory Jones is in at quarterback now. Tremel Walthour and Lewis Seen on the stop for the Dogs. It's third down Georgia, or third down Florida on the Georgia 6. The Gators deep in the red zone here. 24-0 is our score. 6:50 to go in the third. The Dogs leading by a bunch, but Florida threatening to get on the scoreboard. For the second time in the ball game, they missed a field goal in the first half. From the 6, it's 3rd and 5. Jones takes the snap, throws it left side, batted away at the line of scrimmage. Batted up in the air. Keely Ringo, the cornerback, up on the line of scrimmage to bat that ball away, and it's 4th down Florida.
Emory Jones fortunate that ball got batted away. That was going to get picked off. I'm not sure who was over there. It may have been Quay Walker. Had that one sniffed out as well.
Dan Mullen's going to try a field goal here. He's right in front of the goalpost with his kicker, Jace Christman, the graduate transfer from Mississippi State. It'll be a 23-yard try, kicking from the far hash to the right towards the river here in Jacksonville. There's the snap. The placement is good. The kick is up in the air, and they missed it. Oh my goodness. Christman misses another one. Georgia student section going crazy behind the upright.
Boy, and the bench is going crazy too. You've got coaches on the field. Shutout remains intact.
Missed it to the left. It's still 24-0. Dogs timeout in Jacksonville. Back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network. 20, our second half today, brought to you by First Franklin Financial, serving our neighbors since 1941. Bennett out of the shotgun, play fake, rolls to the right. Being chased by Cox, looks downfield towards the sideline, going to just keep it and run into the Georgia bench area at the 26-yard line. He got 6 yards on the run. Hopper is the guy that chased him the final few steps into the sideline. It'll be 2nd down and 4 for the Dogs.
Really good decision there by Stetson Bennett not to let that football go. Well covered. He got through his entire progression. 1, 2, 3. Didn't like it. tucked it, picked up 6 yards.
Dogs on the far hash, field entirely in shade now here in Jacksonville as the sun sinks a little bit more. Still beautiful sunny day, what's left of it, except if you're a Gator fan. Handoff, Zeus, nice tackle by the Gators free safety, Torrance, who came up to wrap up Zamir White around the legs. He held on that time. Zeus has broken a lot of tackles today, but couldn't get away from that one at the 28-yard line.
Well, if Torrance,
able to pick up 2.
Yeah, sorry, Scott. If Torrance misses that one, Zeus may have taken that one to the house.
Yeah, he was getting a block from Jermaine Burton there on a kick out. And if he hits that block, certainly he's got a lot of running room. 3rd down and 2.5, almost 3 for the Dogs from our own 28. Cook is in the backfield with Bennett. James going to get the carry, runs to the right, gets the first down and a little bit more. He got a nice block on the edge, just enough to break across the 30, up the hash mark to the 33-yard line. Trey Dean the stop for Florida, and that's a Scana Energy first down for the Bulldogs. Move those sticks and keep that clock running. It's at 4:52-51 here in the 3rd quarter, and the Dogs lead it 24-0.
The maturity of Stetson Bennett right there slowed everybody down. His players were out of position, got everybody into position, and then calmly snapped the football, allowing that play to find some success.
McClendon with the block and a 5-yard gain. Gators creep up 2 on the ends. They've got 5 on the line. Now they back 1 off. Bennett's in the shotgun. Cook stays back there. Play fake Stetson. Sets up and throws, and a diving catch made near midfield. Ladd McConkey left his feet. Now they say incomplete. At the 49-yard line, well, from this far away from where we are here in the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth, it looked like a beautiful catch. But down on the field, that ball apparently hit the turf, and it's incomplete.
Well, it definitely bounced out. The question is, did it hit the ground? I don't know if it did.
Looking at the replay, you're right on the juggle. Now, it never hit the ground after that. Maybe it did initially, but once it bounced up, whatever it bounced off of, he caught it. All right, shock reports from the Cook's Pest Control sidelines. It did hit the turf, incomplete. 2nd down and 10 for the Dogs on our 33. Bennett claps his hands, play fake. Here comes pressure. Sidearms one to the tight end. Bowers, 40, 50, 40. Got one man to beat. And they get him out of bounds deep in Gator territory. Trying to work off of a McConkey block on the far sideline. Brock Bowers, welcome back. We haven't heard from you in a while. Elam finally got him out of bounds at the Gator 24-yard line.
That's a tight end screen that we tried to dial up early in the game that the Gators defended well. That time, not so much. And then the speed and the power of Bowers going down the sideline, just impressive.
48 yards on that play. We saw him go for 89 and a touchdown on a similar play earlier this season.
The previous play is under further review. The ruling on the field of where the runner stepped out of bounds is under review.
Bowers has picked up a Scana Energy first down, but referee David Smith is going to trot back to the right end of the field and take a look to see exactly where he may have stepped out of bounds. The play's under review. It's brought to you by Pruitt Health, where family makes us stronger. Proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. And we go down to DJ Shockley with a Cook's Pest Control report. Shock.
Scott, you mentioned that we haven't heard much from Brock Bowers in this game. Well, one big thing that I've seen throughout this ball game is Florida has tried to put their hands on him at the line of scrimmage. Wherever he's at, they've tried to kind of reroute him so that he doesn't get free access into the secondary. So that slows him down. It maybe takes the eyes away from Stetson if he's getting jammed in the line of scrimmage. So Florida's done a good job so far trying to keep it away.
I probably jumped the gun a little bit, Shock. Hang on a second. Here we go.
At the 29.
So they'll bring it back 5 yards, if I caught the end of that correctly, at the 29 instead of the 24. Bowers had a tremendous game against Kentucky 2 weeks ago. He just did not have a catch until, well, that's his second of the day. So it'd been a while in this game. But, you know, as soon as Brock came to light early in the season, Z and Shock, I mean, teams have been scheming for him. He's still on the field. He's still providing a lot of assistance to this team. It might not be in pass catches, but he's still making an impact on this Georgia offense.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You have to account for him. So the minute you go do that, it opens up other playmakers on the offense, and then you take what the defense gives you.
Correction, that was his first catch of the afternoon for Brock Bowers. This will be a run to Zamir White. They'll run it on the short side towards the friendly Georgia bench area, and Zamir will be stopped after a short gain by Zachary Carter. We haven't heard a whole lot from the Florida defensive end today. Carter makes the tackle at the 28-yard line. It's only a 1-yard gain for Zeus. And it'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Dogs, leading 24-0. Getting late here in the third. 3 minutes now, less than that remaining in the quarter. Georgia moving to our left as we view it. And Bennett's gone the whole way at quarterback. He's in the shotgun with James Cook to his left. 3 receivers to the left. James Cook gets a carry at right tackle. He runs right down the seam and will get an easy 5 and maybe a little bit more as they'll make the tackle around the 22 with Carter and Diabate, the linebacker, and the defensive end, James Cook. Runs so patiently, Z. He waits for that hole to develop, and then he's so fast. I mean, his speed is kind of, it looks funny up here because it doesn't look like he's going very fast, but he is. He hits that hole pretty quick once he sees it.
No doubt about it. He just glides through the hole, but what sets it up is the patience that you just talked about it. He lets his offensive linemen get to their block, and then as soon as that hole's there, he's off to the races.
He got 6. Now he's going to catch a pass and get hit immediately. He didn't have time to plant his feet and try to get the first down after the catch, so he's going to be short right around the 20. Hit there. Nice tackle in the open field by Trey Dean, the strong safety, the senior from Hampton, Georgia. But the Dogs are going to be short. It's going to be 4th and maybe a little bit less than a yard, right at a yard. Dogs are going to keep the offense on there. They're right on the 20 in the Massey Ferguson red zone, and Bennett clapping his hands, asking for the football, and now a flag is thrown, and somebody moved early.
That was on us. I think it was Warren McClendon.
False start, 70 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Well, you are correct. That was the redshirt sophomore right tackle from just up I-95 in Brunswick, Georgia. Moved early, so that's going to force us to try a field goal here. From the 25 now after the penalty. Mark off 5 yards against the Dogs. It's 4th and 6. And Jack Podlesny, who's missed one and made one today. Let's hope he's 2 for 3 after this kick of 43 yards. From the 33, Jake Camarda to hold on the far hash, kicking left. Jack Podlesny will try the 43-yarder. The kick is up, reaching towards the uprights, and it is good. 43-yarder for Jack Podlesny to make it 27-0 Dogs. And with that good kick, the good hands at Allstate will contribute. Kick it away with Jake Camarda after a field goal by Jack Podlesny. This one will come down between the 1 and the 2, and Malik Davis will call for a fair catch and get it, though the Gators will have the ball at their own 25. Dogs had a 55-yard drive in 9 plays, 42 yards officially on the field goal attempt and make by Jack Podlesny to make it 27-0. And that's your Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. Our second half today brought to you by First Franklin Financial. Visit 1ffc.com to learn more about Franklin Financial. 1st and 10 Gators on their own 25. And Emory Jones stays in the game at quarterback. He did not start. Richardson did. Not his best showing for the youngster. Gators will run it with Naquan Wright, and he will be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Channing Tyndall, as Wright started straight towards the line and then veered to the left, and Tyndall makes the stop for a 1.5-yard loss just inside the 24. Let's pause 10 seconds quickly. Station ID, Bulldog Sports Network. Florida going to keep it on the ground with Wright again. He runs to the left, nothing there. He's going to bounce along the line of scrimmage to the right and finally finds a little bit of daylight to the 29 where Lewis Seen will make the tackle. As Wright just kept looking for a little seam, a little crease. There wasn't much there, but he got positive yards out of that. It's going to be 3rd down and 6, however, for the Gators from their own 29.
Scott, you mentioned Richardson not in the game. He came out of the game following that quarterback run he had where he got sandwiched in between 2 dogs.
Good point. As Jones has been in since. They hold Smith on the rush from the edge and gives Jones extra time to throw. There's no flag as the pass is completed and the tackle made at the 37-yard line. Florida will have the ball there. That's the final play of the third quarter as the Gators go for 8 on the pass play from Jones to end the third period. 15 minutes ago, Georgia fans, all of them still in their seats, thinning out on the Gator side here in Jacksonville. Move to our left here to finish the ball game. Jones keeps the ball, steps up towards the line, not going to pull it out, roll out to the left, and zing one over the Florida bench. He got clobbered back at the 32 as he was releasing that one. Quay Walker on a mission today. The senior from Cordele, Georgia, delivered quite a blow to Jones, who overshot Justin Shorter on the near sideline. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Boy, Emory Jones is going to feel that one tomorrow and maybe the weeks to come. Got exposed as his right arm went up in the air, and Quay Walker exploded into his ribs.
I think Jones's relatives may have felt that hit. 14:53 to go in the ball game. Georgia leading 27-0. Florida 2nd and 10 from their own 37.5. They'll run it with a right. Jones said, you can have the ball this time, buddy. And Jones runs it straight into the line for a couple of yards. Didn't quite get to the 40, the 39. Channing Tindall, a senior linebacker, grabbing him and pulling him down to the turf. And it's going to be 3rd and 8 for Florida. The Gators 3 for 10 on third down conversion tries today. And here's a 3rd and long.
Dogs have mixed up coverages quite a bit on third down so far today. 3 down linemen with hands in the ground right now.
And 3 receivers to the left and now 2 to the right. They'll go empty set. They ran right out of the backfield to line up at receiver to the right. Jones clapping his hands, wants the football. Here comes pressure. He steps up, throws off one leg, and the pass down the middle is caught by Keon Zipperer, the tight end. And the Gators have something to cheer about for the first time in a while. Zipperer made a nice catch in traffic and tackled at the Georgia 40 by Adam Anderson.
Well, good job there by Jones, stepping up in the pocket. Keep his eyes downfield, had Zipperer on a little crossing route.
Gain of 20 and a first down for Florida in Georgia territory. Ball just inside the 40-yard line. That's their longest pass play of the day for 20 yards. Jones going to hand it off. Pierce breaks a tackle, breaks another at the 30, and finally dragged down at the 28-yard line. Damian Pierce, the Bainbridge, Georgia native, running hard for Florida. Latavius Brini and Lewis Seen finally got him on the turf around the 28-yard line, but he picks up 12 on a good hard inside run for Florida.
Boy, Pierce he's run hard all afternoon, ran through about 3 arm tackles there by the Dogs. You don't see that happen very often.
He's averaging 10 yards a run today. He's over 60 on 6 carries. Wright's going to get a try here. He's trying to sweep out wide to the right. Brini won't let him go. He got to the edge, and Brini dominated on the corner. Grabs up Wright and twists him down back to the 35. Forward progress about the 31-yard line. A loss on the play of almost 3 yards as Brini comes up with a big stop.
Boy, Wright thought he got outside of Brini, but Brini able to fight through a block of a Florida Gator and jump all over him.
2nd down, 13. The Dogs with 5 tackles for loss today. Dogs defense shifts. Gators snap it. Emory Jones going to pull it down and run it out of the shotgun, straight down the hash. And he found a little crease as he works his way down to the Georgia 20.5-yard line. He got 11 or so. N'Kobe Dean, the linebacker, made the tackle on the Gators quarterback, the junior from LaGrange, Georgia.
That's where Emory Jones is so very dangerous. Came into this game as the Gators' leading rusher, and you can see why. A little bit of a crease. Didn't even think about throwing the football. Pulled it and got what he could get.
3rd and 2 for Florida, just outside the Dogs' 20. Snap to Jones, looking to the right. Quay Walker's there. He spins away from Quay and runs into the rest of the Georgia defense. Nolan Smith, number 4, was there. Number 7 went reach him and forced him inside. And Smith makes the tackle. Short of the first down, it's 4th and about the same place. 4th and almost 2 to go.
Yeah, no doubt about this decision. If you're the Gators, you've got to go for it.
11:30 remaining in the game. 27-0 Georgia. The Dogs dominating on 3 first-half turnovers by the Gators. We turned them all into touchdowns. Florida going to go for it here on 4th down and about 1.5 yards from the Georgia 20. We shift on the defensive line. They moved a little bit. There's the flag. They moved. They're right side of their line with a false start.
False start on the offense, number 51. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
I don't care how much you practice it, that shift of that Georgia defensive line, it just messes with your mind.
Well, plus the fact that Florida's had a problem with this all season long. In the Kentucky game, they had 15 penalties and 8 false starts in their loss to the Wildcats. They've had a handful today. They haven't had 8, but they've had a handful. 4th down and 6.5 from the 25 of Georgia for Florida. They're going to keep the offense on the field. Jones is the quarterback. Claps his hands 3 times, takes a low snap. Pressure coming from the edge. He'll throw it, and it's almost intercepted. Nakobe Dean. He almost had his 2nd pick at the 19, but it'll go over on downs, and it's better that he didn't catch it. We got better field position. Dogs defense stops again. Ball over on downs to Georgia. Dogs ball with 10:46 to go in the game, leading 27-0. Timeout in Jacksonville. Back after this, Bulldog Sports Network. At our 25, Bennett will turn around and hand it off to Zamir White, who will hit the hole running hard and tumble down after about a 3 or 4 yard gain. They'll spot him back at the 28-yard line, so give him 3. Running straight ahead, it'll be 2nd down and 7 to go for the Dogs. Our second half today brought to you by First Franklin Financial. Go see the friendly Franklin folks at one of their convenient Georgia locations near you very soon.
Dogs back in a familiar position here. Put this game now on the backs of this offensive line and see if we can ice it.
2nd and 7 on our 28. Bennett will go under center. They bring the tight end in tight. We got a 2 tight end set, actually. And Bennett will play fake and roll to the right. His pass is batted away right in front of him. A big Zachary Carter at 6'4", the senior from Tampa, swatted the ball out of the air and knocked it away incomplete. Bennett giving away a lot of size there at 5'11" or so, and Zachary Carter not at 5'11".
Yeah, good recognition there by Carter. Didn't fall for the play action, and then on the boot was able to get out, cut down the passing lane for Stetson Bennett.
Incomplete pass stops the clock with 10 minutes to go. Georgia looking at 3rd down and 7 on our own 28. The Dogs today just 3 of 8 on 3rd downs. Van Pran with the snap to Bennett. He's going to pull it down and run straight up 30, 35, 36, 37. Stetson gets the 1st down on the quarterback keeper.
Design quarterback draw all the way. Nice lane for Stetson to get through, and again, surprising with his speed. Another critical 1st down that 13 picks up.
Dean got just enough of Stetson Bennett to bring him to the turf at the 37, but not before he picks up the Scana Energy 1st down. Gain of 9 for Bennett. James Cook is in the backfield now for the Dogs. And we'll stay with 2 tight ends, this time both to the right, Fitzpatrick and Bowers. Bennett in the shotgun, going to hand it to Cook. He bounces to the right, runs straight up as soon as he saw daylight, and crosses the 40 up close to the 45. Diabate, the linebacker, and the free safety Torrance on the stop for the Gators defense, just short of the 44-yard line. Give him 7 more. And the clock's still moving, 8:54, 8:53.
Scott, you talked about it earlier. It's the patience of James Cook that allows the hole to develop in front of him, and then the explosion.
He's very good at that. And, of course, he's got that shiftiness where he can move from side to side, bounce, and cut quickly. And he did just that for that 7-yard run. 2nd down and 3 for the Dogs on our 44. Gators bring everybody, give it to Cook. He goes outside, stiff arms a man behind him, and still gets across the 50 into Gator territory to 49. Diabate, the tackle, as Cook picks up 7 more. Another Georgia first down, and we go down to the sidelines. Coach Pest Control report with our DJ Shockey.
Fellas, this is something that Coach Matt Luke talked to the offense about before Kirby did was, hey, we're going to turn this into inside run, which is basically we're running the football no matter what and impose our will on them. So this is what this fourth quarter is about, inside run, man-on-man, and Georgia's moving the pile.
Shock, we've got that running formation in there. The big O, Washington in as a 2 tight end set, and Zeus play fake. Bennett wants to throw, deep ball, far sideline. He's got a man breaking open. Is the ball going to reach? No, it's picked off inside the 10. He had A.D. Mitchell running inside the 10. The route was longer than the throw, and Torrance picks off the pass right around the 10 or the 11-yard line for Florida.
Boy, Stetson had him just way too late to deliver that football. A little bit too much time trying to deliver the fake. A.D. outran him.
So the Gators get it on the second interception thrown by Bennett today, but it's 27-0 Dogs. Timeout with 7:42 to go. We'll come back to Jacksonville after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network. The ball spotted on the Georgia 11, on the Florida 11, excuse me. And the Gators will try to move it deep out of a hole. Back in the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here in Jacksonville. This is Emory Jones, the quarterback. Going to throw it out to the right. It's complete in the right flat to Malik Davis, and he's hit hard by the corner, Keely Ringo, the redshirt freshman from Tacoma, Washington, far side of the field. Hit him at the 13. The gain was 2. Our second half is brought to you by First Franklin Financial. Visit 1ffc.com to learn more.
Dogs in coverage there, just played cover 2, didn't bring any pressure.
Florida second down and 8 on their own 13-yard line. Trailing 27-0. Empty set, Jones. Pump fake, then throws. He rifles one to the 20. It's caught by the big guy at the 20-yard line, shorter at 6'5", reached up and grabbed it out of the air, and then took some Georgia tacklers with him, another 10 or 11 yards. Christopher Smith finally got him on the turf, but 11 yards after the catch up to the 31-yard line. That was a gain of 18.
Yeah, just a quick slant there by Shorter. Then the Dogs trying to rip that football out and create another turnover.
Clock at 6:41. Georgia's up 27-0, trying to maintain the shutout. Jones in the shotgun, stands in the pocket, throws it over the middle. It's caught by Henderson in a little bit of traffic at the 36. We wrap him up immediately with Christopher Smith, the safety, and Quay Walker, the linebacker. That might be Quay's 9th tackle of the game, I believe, last time I looked.
Well, he's been all over the field today.
Their leading tackler, or he was the last time I checked, in this ballgame, up at the 39-yard line. That's his 12th tackle, Jay Black tells me. Thank you, Jay. Second down and short for the Gators. Jones eludes pressure in the backfield and avoids some tacklers there. Nazir Stackhouse couldn't get to him, and Jones is able to work his magic up between the tackles and stopped at the 43 by Tyndall, but he got the first down. We should have had him for a loss.
Well, he has got some quick feet and can make people miss.
Gators on their own 43. First and 10 there. Less than 6 minutes to go in the game. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Jones shifts the back. Davis to his left, and then throws it to him out of the backfield. Caught at the 43, and Tyndall up to make the tackle on the near sideline. Malik Davis tried to stiff arm Channing Tyndall, but the Dogs linebacker gets the Gators running back to the turf, and now Davis will come out of the ball game. The gain was up to the 47, and that's a 4-yard pickup. Second down and 6 for the Gators from their own 47-yard line. Snap to Jones, play fake, throws it to the right, wide open on the right side of the field at the first down marker is Shorter. There was no one around him. Broken defensive coverage by the Dogs, and Ringo has to recover to get Shorter out of bounds on the far side of the field at the Georgia 37-yard line. And the gain was 16 and a first down for Florida.
Yeah, I think we were supposed to be in cover 2. Ringo actually dropped back like it was 3 deep. So that short flat to his side was wide open.
Gators on the move. Pierce is in the game now in the backfield. Jones to throw. He's got protection. Rolls to the right. Dumps it over the line of scrimmage. It's caught at the 31 by Jacob Copeland, the wide receiver, and then Quay Walker makes the tackle, chasing him down after a short little burst after the catch at the Georgia 26.5 or so, and another first down. Got 11 yards on that as the Gators are moving steadily here late in the ball game. Dogs would like to maintain the shutout just for bragging rights. Give it to Pierce. He's going to run laterally to the left. Dogs stretch it out all the way to the sideline, and the final hit delivered by Darion Kendrick at the 25-yard line. Let's check a penalty marker at the 25. Bulldogs football brought to you in part by Dos Equis, a proud partner of Georgia Athletics. Get a dose and enjoy Dos Equis responsibly.
Holding on the offense, number 3. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay, first down.
That's on Henderson, so that'll back up the Gators. The Governor's Office of Highway Safety says the penalty for getting a DUI can cost up to $10,000. And that's why the Governor's Office of Highway Safety says drive sober so you won't get pulled over. Less than 4 minutes to go, 3:58 actually on the clock. And David Smith, the referee, starts the clock as it ticks. Georgia up 27-0. Number 1 team in the land, trying to remain undefeated, improve to 8-0, and set themselves up for a possible division championship tonight. If Kentucky loses, that's what will happen. The Dogs will be Eastern champions. From the 35 of Georgia, there was movement on the line before the snap, and everybody's pointing at everybody.
I think that one's going to be on us. We jumped just a little bit early, and I think created the movement on the offensive line.
Offside on the defense, number 88. Coming across the neutral zone, causing the offensive player to react. 5-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
That's on Jalen Carter for the Dogs. And Georgia hasn't been penalized a great deal today. It's our 5th, I believe. Florida's been penalized 7 times. So the ball's on the 30 now. Gators with the ball on the Georgia 30. Trying to get points here before they run out of time. First down and 15 for Florida. Jones to throw it out wide to the right. It's caught at the 25 on the sideline by Jamarcus Weston. The redshirt sophomore makes his first catch. He spins towards the sideline and heads downfield to the 15-yard line and hit there and stopped at the 15 after a gain of 15, and it's another Gator first down. Dogs have some subs in the ball game. We've got Lassiter playing in the secondary now, and we still have a mix of starters in there too. Tyndall and Walker and Breeny are still in there on the front. Logue is in with Carter. Adam Anderson's got his hand on the turf, as does Nolan Smith, the linebackers. First and 10 for the Gators on the Georgia 15. Play fake Jones. He wants to throw it down the middle. Incomplete. Tried to thread the needle. Here comes a flag from the back judge. In the end zone, Dogs might be flagged for defensive pass interference. Christopher Smith, one of the guys in coverage. 2:54 remaining.
Pass interference on the defense, number 2. That foul occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. First down.
Well, we've got another late fourth quarter goal line stand here. All about pride.
Well, I don't know who number 2 is. Smile Munden was 2, but wears 20, and their other number 2 is Kendall Milton, and he's not playing today. May have been, was it 29 perhaps? 16? It was Seam. Smith, well, it's on somebody. Here's Jones now after the pass interference for Florida. They've got the ball on the 2-yard line, and Jones will keep it and run straight. Jordan Davis may have kept him out of the end zone temporarily. Let's see, there's no signal.
There is a flag on the play, though. That might be a face mask against the Dogs.
A little skirmish after the fact, I believe. The officials are trying to cool some tempers. Georgia football brought to you in part by your Atlanta area BMW centers, providing legendary performance, exceptional offers, and a premium ownership experience. At BMW, they only make one thing.
The result of the play was a touchdown by Florida. There is no foul for a face mask on the play. The defensive player grabbed the collar of the runner.
Visit BMWATL.com, proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. And the shutout ends as the Gators, after the pick, went 89 yards. To their credit, they got on the board with 2:49 to go. They still haven't been shut out since the Reagan administration. They've got the nation's longest non-shutout streak, and it continues as they get their first 6 of the contest. And many of their fans not even around to see it.
Well, Kirby Smart is not going to be happy about that drive, nor about the turnovers. If there's something ugly about this game, Georgia offense, 3 turnovers on the afternoon.
Extra point try is up and good, and we'll take another timeout. So the Gators finally get on the board after an 89-yard drive, a 2-yard run by expected onside try, and they'll just kick it straight out of bounds to the left. And there's the penalty flag, as Christensen has not necessarily had a great day kicking. 2 missed field goals, and the onside try just floated it out of bounds around the 50. Our second half is brought to you by First Franklin Financial. Go see the friendly folks at a Georgia branch near you. It's very
kick
convenient.
out of bounds on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty where the spot went out of bounds. First down, Georgia.
That's David Smith, the referee, and we'll take another timeout before they give the ball to the Bulldogs. 2:49 remaining. 27-7 our score. Bennett under center will turn and hand it to James Cook. And James will run it left tackle and left guard and try to shake his way up for positive yards. He'll move that ball to the 42-yard line, stopped by Mordecai McDaniel, backup safety. And the gain was about 3. And it'll be second down and 7 for the Dogs. They'll let that clock run down. Both teams have a full allotment of timeouts, and we'll see if anybody uses them here in the final 2:18. Anybody other than television, that is. Second down for the Dogs on the Gators just outside their 42. Snap to Bennett in the shotgun, handed off to Zeus. Breaks a tackle. Zeus outside 40, 35-30, 25-20, far sideline 10, 5, to the house. Touchdown, Zamir White.
Huge block by Sawyer and Schaefer. Zeus immediately, as Florida was selling out, immediately got to the second level, untouched, and then there was not a Gator in sight.
42 yards on the burst by Zamir White, puts him over 100 for the afternoon. 105 yards on 14 carries, and a 42-yard dagger. I think it was already daggered, but we'll pile on. We'll call it a piling on at 33-7.
Boy, Zeus has run hard today. Good for him to break one loose and get over the century mark.
Here's the point after try by Jack Podlesny, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. That touchdown brought to you by Engineered Solutions of Georgia, proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. 2 plays and 46 yards on the scoring drive for the Dogs. A 42-yard touchdown run by Zamir White to make it 34-7. And that's your Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. TV will take a timeout. We will not. A joyous Zamir White on the Georgia sideline right now. Another impressive afternoon for the young man from Laurinburg, North Carolina. 6 feet, 215. He's a junior from North Carolina. And he just eclipsed the century mark with that run to make it 34-7. Hey, the Champions for Charity game is on. Every time the Dogs win, Camp Twin Lakes, the Salvation Army, and Children's Healthcare of Atlanta win, because Walton Gas will donate $1,000 to these local charities for every regular season win. You can add another one to the count today. And for every bowl game the Dogs win, Walton Gas will donate $5,000. Everyone's a winner with Walton Gas.
Big block on that last run, too, by Warren Erickson. He pulled from his guard position. He's the one that got the kick-out block. Brock Bowers, just one catch in the afternoon, but has done a nice job contributing in a number of different ways. Good block on that run as well.
Let's check the Meriwether and Tharp scoreboard here in the second half. Meriwether and Tharp, the Atlanta divorce attorneys. Pitt loses today, 17th ranked Pitt, falling to Miami 38-34. Wisconsin with an upset of 9th ranked Iowa 27-7. At last report, Florida State was leading Clemson, getting late in the fourth, 20-17. Virginia Tech over Georgia Tech 26-17. Missouri was a 37-28 winner over Vanderbilt. The Dogs get the Missouri Tigers in Athens next Saturday. Oklahoma 52, Texas Tech 14. They are in the fourth. Texas Tech made a coaching change earlier this week. Oregon is throttling Colorado in the fourth, 45-21. Some of the scores around college football today. Here it's 34-7. Dogs leading the Florida Gators. And Jake Camarda has it teed up on the 35, getting set to kick it off from left to right. Here's the lights are on and the sun is setting in Jacksonville. It's been a terrific afternoon weather-wise and certainly on the field for Dog fans. Camarda puts his right leg into this one. High, end over end, long hanging kick. Will hit 9 yards deep in the end zone for the touchback. Here's your fourth quarter recap presented by Ag South, Ag Georgia, and Southwest Georgia Farm Credit, loans for land and farms. Florida was able to avoid being shut out for the first time since the late 80s when they went 89 yards in 10 plays earlier in this quarter to get their only points of the game thus far. An Emory Jones 2-yard touchdown run. The Dogs countered just moments ago after a failed onside kick attempt by the Gators. Zamir White with a 42-yard burst for a touchdown to make it 34-7. It's all Georgia this afternoon. Lots of turnovers in this ball game as Pierce takes the handoff for Florida from the 25 and is drilled as he crosses the line of scrimmage. 3 yards, and the end of that was pretty brutal as he got popped at the 28 by Jamon Dumas-Johnson, the freshman linebacker from Maryland.
Pierce has had quite a game. Prior to that run, averaging 8.9 yards per carry.
90 seconds to go. Gators, second down, 7 from their 28. Jones, play fake. Rolls to the right a little bit. Pressure from the backside. He throws and almost intercepted at the 40-yard line, right through the wickets by Dumas-Johnson. Would have had his second pick of the year. Had a lot of green in front of him, too, but it went just right through the hands. And then Georgia had a chance to get the tip after that, but couldn't get it. It's an incomplete pass, and the Gators are very lucky there.
Boy, indeed they are. The Gators coming into this football game, 12 picks between the two quarterbacks. They've given us a couple already today.
Beal with a good pressure and delivered a blow on the throw of Jones that last play. They'll keep it on the ground this time with Damian Pierce. And Pierce running between the tackles, crossing the 30 to the 33-yard line. And actually the 32, they'll stop him with Smile Munden and Amir Speed. Speed had been injured, back on the roster and on the field. Good to see number 9 back playing for the Georgia defense again. Fourth down coming up for Florida. They need 3 yards to go to continue this with 45 seconds remaining. They'll run out of the pistol. And Davis now is the back. He'll get the carry and angle to the near side, or he will cross the 35 and pick up the first down as he inches his way up to the 38 before being shoved into the Florida sideline. Got the first down, and the Gators can continue with 34 seconds to go. 34-7. Florida won last year. The Dogs are going to take it back in the series this year. The 100th meeting between these two teams. And the Gators will line up first and 10 now. Final plays of the ball game from their own 39. Run it with Malik Davis, the senior from Tampa. He'll go low and try to back his way in across the 40, about the 43. Stackhouse, the tackle for the Dogs. 20 seconds to go, clock moving.
And Gators throwing in the towel, it looks like here. They're not even going to line up for another snap.
Yep, the players start to flood the field. The head coaches to the middle of the field. A brief embrace, some words with the two head coaches, a handshake. And the flashes are popping there out in the middle of the field, and that's the ball game as the clock hits 0. Georgia took over this ball game in the second quarter when they scored 24 unanswered points, 3 second-quarter turnovers by the Dogs, 2 interceptions by Georgia, 1 a pick-6 returned for a score of 50 yards by Nakobe Dean. Nolan Smith came up with a strip on a fumble recovery and an interception, and the Dogs turned all 3 of those turnovers into touchdowns, and Florida never really threatened seriously after that at 24-0 at the half, and the final goes on to be 34-7 as number 1 Georgia remains undefeated, now 8-0 and 6-0 in the Southeastern Conference. Florida with the loss drops to 4-4 on the year. The Gators have now lost 7 of their last 11 ball games. They're 2-4 in the SEC. A Kentucky loss to Mississippi State tonight means Georgia will be crowned SEC Eastern Division champions. We'll hope for that. 34-7 is our final in Jacksonville. Stay tuned for our post-game coverage. It's coming up next here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Welcome to the Locker Room Report, presented by Regions and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety. Today's show is brought to you in part by Regions. Get the Georgia Bulldogs Visa debit card from Regions. Visit regions.com/GoDogs to order yours today. The Governor's Office of Highway Safety. Drive sober so you won't get pulled over. Hotel Indigo. Visit IndigoAthens.com to book your reservation today. Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Georgia's only nationally ranked program for teens. Georgia United Credit Union. Score your official Bulldogs debit card today at gucu.org/GoDogs. Now, back to the Piedmont Healthcare broadcast booth. Once again, here's Neil Hondo Williamson.
Well, as the cheerleaders like to say back in the 70s, we whomped them up side of the head. We whomped up side of the head. Georgia. Yes, it's true, Z, and I had no idea what that meant when I moved here. Georgia 34-7 over Florida today, and the SEC taught us to show our team pride. Having the Georgia Bulldogs Visa check card from Regions lets you say, "Go Dogs," every time you pay. Visit regions.com/GoDogs to order yours today. Scott Howard, DJ Shockley, Eric Zier, your old buddy Hondo, and we'll go down to DJ and Coach Kirby Smart as soon as Coach Smart has addressed the teams. Fellas, Scott first, that Cat 5 Hurricane defense of ours, for 2.5 minutes at the end of the second quarter, they just walloped Florida. They overwhelmed the Gators, who looked like they'd never seen it coming.
Yeah, you know, you look at the statistics in this ball game, and you say, "Wow, this is probably a close, tight ball game."
Yeah,
because all the statistical numbers are pretty even, but you look at the scoreboard, and it's not even at all. It's 34-7 as Georgia wins it, running away, and for that flurry of about 3 or 4 minutes there in the second quarter, it was turnover for Florida, and then it was touchdown for Georgia. After those mistakes, and that really, is the difference in the ball game. I mean, we both had 3 turnovers apiece. Georgia had 3, Florida had 3, but where theirs came on the field and what we did with them was certainly the difference, or a large part of the difference in this ball game. In what looks on the scoreboard like a rout, and on the stat sheet, not necessarily so.
Yeah, if you're Florida, you're really. It's a game of what ifs. What if we don't turn the football over? Because you take that 2.5 minute portion of the game out at the end of the first half, and Florida was right there with Georgia. They were playing physical. They were playing hard. They were listen. They didn't get much going on the offensive side of the ball for sure, but nor did we. Outside of a couple of plays where we created turnovers, so Florida had to feel good about where they were. But then all of a sudden, the defense did just overwhelm the Gators and took this game over. But if you're Florida, you're jumping back on that bus going into Gainesville and really saying, what if?
Yeah, if you're Florida, you feel like you were T-boned by a cement truck.
Yeah.
You just never saw it, right? Bam! Here it comes. And that was Georgia's defense. The Dogs able to score 3 touchdowns over the span of 2 offensive plays. Turnover, 1 play, Kearis Jackson touchdown. Turnover, 1 play, James Cook touchdown, 11-yard TD run by James Cook. Turnover, one play pass to Kearis Jackson, touchdown. Turnover, which was a pick six by Nakobe Dean. And I don't want to say the game was over, but it was certainly out of hand for sure. Florida today with 355 yards of total offense, 40% of those coming in the fourth quarter. And as we have seen throughout the entire year, as Georgia gets into more of the prevent defense, subs on the field, other team having a little more room to move and to chew up yardage to get down the field, that's where they get their yards and they get their points. Otherwise, man, people are not going to – they're just not scoring on this team. Eric Zeier talked about the offense. What did you like that we did today?
Listen, we had a couple of opportunities where we took some shots. I thought this was probably one of the worst offensive games we played all year outside of Clemson. What we did well, the touchdown at the end, right? You guys continuing to battle. When we had some opportunities, we converted off of turnovers. So you do like those things. What you don't like are the turnovers. 3 turnovers. Listen, you get into championship level football, that will cost you. I don't care how good your defense is. You put yourself at risk there. So our worst played, I think, offensive game maybe all year, maybe since the Clemson game where we didn't put up any offensive points or any offensive touchdowns. So I think work to be done there. But what you do like is we converted when the ball was turned over to us, we found a way to go score points.
Yeah, Scott, I like the way we ran the ball today. I thought James Cook ran the ball really well today. And, of course, I thought Zeus did, besides just his long touchdown run there at the end. I thought that he had a good day running the ball.
Yeah, both of those guys you mentioned have run well all season. We talked about Cook during the broadcast and just his patience in waiting for blocks to form and creases to be created, and then that's when he hits the hole. And, it's not always flashy. It's not always double-digit runs. It might be a 5-yard run or a 6-yard run, but it keeps the chains moving. It keeps the possession belonging to Georgia. But those two guys are veterans, and they're fun to watch, and they were effective today. But Florida was effective running the football. Georgia giving up its most yards rushing today to anybody all year. Prior to today, there's only one team that had rushed for over 100 yards against Georgia, and surprisingly, it was UAB. No one else had rushed for over 100 yards. The Gators rush for 161 today. Now, they had that long drive at the end of the game. I'd have to go back and look. I'm not sure how much of that was on the ground at that time, that 89-yard drive on their only touchdown score of the afternoon.
Not a whole lot.
But, they were able to grind out a little bit, and in large part with their quarterbacks. But Pierce he was their leading rusher today, and he had a terrific average. Until late in the game, he was over 10 yards a carry. He finished with almost 8 yards a carry, which is still pretty darn impressive. He rushed for right at 70 yards on 9 attempts. But Florida's a good rushing team, and they showed it today against a good team that's Georgia's very good against the run. And Florida, got a little bit of an edge there.
Georgia wins at 34-7. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Bulldog Sports Network. Today's Kroger Game Ball is presented to Second Harvest of South Georgia Food Bank. This food bank partners with the Kroger store in Waycross. This store rescued over 4,500 pounds of food through their in-store Zero Hunger, Zero Waste food rescue program. That equates to roughly 3,700 meals donated back to the Waycross community. Join Kroger on their journey to Zero Hunger. We'll come back with more of our Locker Room Show presented by Regions and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety. As soon as DJ Shockley has Coach Smart, we will grab them. Dogs throttle the Gators today 34-7. This is the Bulldog Sports Network. Georgia comes out on top over the Gators, 34-7. Boy, is that fun to say.
Say it again.
I will say it again. Say it again. 34-7. Man, is that a cathartic win. Georgia's now won 4 out of the last 5 against Florida. This is the Locker Room Show presented by Regents and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety. The Governor's Office of Highway Safety reminds you that the penalty for getting a DUI can cost up to 10,000 smackers. That's why the Governor's Office of Highway Safety says drive sober so you won't get pulled over. Okay, Shock's got the coach. Kirby Smart's interview segment is protected by Breda Pest Management. With Breda, you don't have to be afraid of bugs. Take it away, DJ.
All right, thanks, Hondo. Here with Coach Smart. Coach, obviously a big environment. Obviously always a big rivalry game. How do you see your team coming out in that first half playing and just the excitement of the game?
Great excitement, great energy. I thought our fans brought a lot of impact to the game. They helped us, got them for a couple offsides. Turnovers, difference in the game. I mean, we had a few too, but ours were like punts, and theirs were in their territory, and that was probably the biggest difference in the game.
When you look back on some, I know you don't like to talk about some of the individual performers, but you had some guys who kind of stepped up. Zamir running harder than the guy got 100 at the end of the ball game, but I know you challenged your backs to run through some arm tackles. How you felt these guys ran today?
Really tough, really hard. Trying to get Kenny back all the way healthy, and Zamir and James took it over, and they did a really good job. Really physical runs, good job up front, running the counter, and just really proud of the way those guys played.
Everybody wants to ask you about your QBs. Obviously, Stetson is a guy that has stepped into this role, and every time something's gone against him, he's kind of responded through the pick, but came back and had the resiliency and maturity to throw that touchdown to Kieres. What do you say about Stetson and the way he comes back and battles every week?
Well, he does a really good job on some plays, and then you're holding your breath when he holds the ball. He's got to make good decisions down the field, and we can't give the ball away. If it's not there, we're pretty good on the next down. We're pretty good on the next down. So let's play for the next down and not play for that down. And making good decisions can be helpful with that. Again, his legs and mobility were a big part of the game plan, and he made two big plays that I remember with his feet.
All right, we'll be right back with more of Coach Smart.
All right, thanks so much, Shock. Thank you, Coach. We'll come back with the Locker Room Show with the two of them in just a bit, presented by Regions and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety. Georgia, 34. The undefeated, top-ranked Georgia Bulldogs, 34. Unranked Florida slips to 4-4 overall, 2-4 in the SEC with only 7 points today. This is the Bulldogs Sports Network. Locker Room Show presented by Regions and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety continues from Jacksonville, where Georgia has walloped Florida today 34-7. Coach Smart down in the locker room with our DJ Shockley, and this segment protected by Breda Pest Management. With Breda, you don't have to be afraid of bugs. DJ.
All right, thanks. I know back with Coach Smart. Coach, jump on the defense side about me. That sequence right before the half, obviously you throw the interception, but then you get him back there in the 2, and Nolan ripped it out. Then you have some other guys coming in and make some plays. Just talk about that sequence where your defense came up with some big plays and turnovers to get it back to the O.
That changed the game. That momentum, that double flip on them right there before the half was just huge momentum, and it's what our guys do. They're habit guys. They cause problems, frustrate the quarterback, try to find different ways to affect the quarterback, and those turnovers are big.
What's it about this defense where you can have guys all over the place? I mean, you guys have multiple ways of getting the stuff. You can be versatile on the back end, front end, but what does it say that you guys can do that? I mean, you look out there and freaking Kobe gets that interception, drives on the ball and maybe takes it to the house, but just the versatility of the defense.
It's awesome. It's a pleasure to have, and we're trying to recruit some more like them because a lot of these guys are going to be gone, and we got to do a good job replacing them. But I'm so proud of the way they work. DJ, they come out and it's like every day they're really trying to get better, and the coaching staff on defense and offense do a tremendous job of trying to get our guys to be elite. And elite talks about turnovers, and at least we were elite getting them. We gave a few too many away.
All right, I know you'll be ready to put this one away, but next week, obviously another SEC opponent, Missouri, come to town. What's the mindset? Obviously is going into another SEC tough week.
Yeah, tough week. Missouri's got a good program. They always do a good job, big physical team, and it's an opportunity for us to play at home, and we don't get too many of those, and we only got 2 left. So our guys are not focused on any certain team more than they're focused on themselves and making sure we control what we can control, and that's getting better.
All right, Coach, appreciate it. Good win. Go Dogs. Back to you, Hondo.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Jada. Shock, thanks so much for that. And thank you to Coach Smart as well. Tell you what, we'll come back with Scott Howard and Eric Zeier for final thoughts from Jacksonville. And don't go away. There's plenty of Bulldogs programming coming up over the next 2.5 hours. So if you're getting ready for the Braves, that's good. We're fired up. Game 4 tonight with the Braves on top 2-1, but you can turn down the sound on your TV and listen to the Bulldogs programming. Take you right up until about, I don't know, what do you think, about 10 o'clock tonight? Or
what time is it now?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good guess.
Yeah, it's a good guess. Yeah, 9:30, 10 o'clock. Okay, stick around. This is the Bulldogs Sports Network. Georgia improves to 8-0, 6-0 in the conference. As we said moments ago, Florida now 4-4, 2-4 in the SEC. Welcome back to the Locker Room Show, presented by Regions and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety. Dogs just drubbing the Gators today, 34-7. Check some of those final statistics for you. Gators with 355 yards in total offense. Bulldogs with 354. So Dan Mullen can go on and brag about how they got a lot of, we outgained them. They had more yards. Sorry. Passing yards, Florida, $194, Georgia, 161. We outrushed them 193 to 161. Really big statistic. Both teams with 3 turnovers today. Georgia able to score points off of those turnovers, 21 points, while Florida was able to score, I think, only 7 off the Dogs. It says defensive points off of 10. I'm not sure how they came up with any of those numbers that's on the stat sheet. Probably not right. Let's see, leading rusher for Georgia today, Zeus Zamir White, 14 carries, 105 yards and a TD. That was a 42-yarder in the fourth quarter. James Cook toted the ball 10 times for 46 yards. He also had a touchdown. Stetson Bennett, 6 carries for 35 yards. Stetson was 10 of 19 passing for 161, 1 TD, and 2 interceptions. Kieris Jackson with 3 catches today for 59 yards, 1 touchdown. Great to see Kieris back in the flow of things. Darnell Washington, 2 catches for 41 yards. Brock Bowers, 1 for 38. Scott and Eric, thoughts here as we've gone over some statistics and as we wrap things up here from Jayville?
Well, as you're reading through those, like we said earlier, the stat sheet was pretty even. If you're just looking at that, obviously you don't. And the thing that jumps out to me is the fact that Georgia, the defense has only allowed the 1 touchdown. Almost got the elusive shutout against Florida. The Gators haven't been shut out in more than 30 years. It would have been nice to have that little feather in your cap, but they still win it decisively. But this defense has only allowed 5 touchdowns in 8 games. Another touchdown came scored against the offense in the UAB pick 6. So that's how many touchdowns the whole team has allowed all season long. Six touchdowns against this group in 8 games. And if that continues, I mean, you can't lose playing like that.
This defense is as good as I've seen on the college level. I mean, you can go back. Some of these Alabama defenses of late have been really good. But this defense stacks up with all of them and maybe then some. They dominated this football game. They just overwhelmed Florida in the second quarter, and you can just see all of the fight go out of opposing teams immediately when we start to clamp down on people. It is a joy to watch.
All right, gentlemen. Well, great call of the game today. It sure was fun to sit here with you.
Is Kentucky losing yet?
I don't know if they've.
They're not. They're in the first, and it's still scoreless at Mississippi State.
So
if you're a Georgia fan, you need to keep an eye on that game tonight because you can add to your celebration.
That's right. If Georgia wins next week, or if Kentucky loses,
if they lose tonight, the East is decided.
We win the East.
Or as you point out, Georgia beats Missouri next week, then we do it ourselves.
Yeah, but 2021 will also mark the 13th consecutive season that Florida will not win an SEC title. 13th consecutive season. I like to give those statistics because when we were losing to Florida a lot, I had to hear all those statistics about Florida
yes.
and their dominance over us. So I just want to make sure people know that we have now beaten them 1 in a row, 4 of the last 5, 8 of the last 12. They haven't won an SEC championship in 13 years, just in case you're keeping score. Dan Mullen at Florida, now 0-2 against Nick Saban, 1-3 versus Kirby Smart, 0-1 against Jimbo Fisher, and 1-3 against Ed Orgeron. That's 2-9. Aggregate, Kirby Smart now 4-2 against the Florida Gators. Toyota look ahead. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. Next week takes us back to the Classic City for an SEC battle with Missouri. Kickoff time between the hedges will be announced tomorrow. Could range anywhere from noon to 7:30. Yes, that is a wide expanse of time. Thanks to our producer-engineer Adam Gillespie and our studio producer Zach Jewell tonight. Chris Schiavone is my co-spotter, Jay Black contributor. Jeff Dantzler and Kevin Butler are next with Dog Talk postgame. For our play-by-play team of Scott Howard, Eric Zier, and DJ Shockley, this is Neil Hondo Williamson. Once again, our final score from Jacksonville, Florida, and the site of the old Gator Bowl. The number 1 ranked Georgia Bulldogs 34, unranked Florida 7. Go Braves, go Dogs, God bless you, and good night.
Well, beyond the earth, beyond all things that gave us birth, we'll navigate the seas of the sun. If God is throwing dice and Einstein doesn't mind the chance, we'll navigate the seas of the sun. Infinity runs deep, eternity that we can keep. We'll navigate the seas of the sun. Flowers of our souls, purple, blue, and gold refined, to navigate the seas of the sun. So we know who we are, even in this frozen waste. We'll navigate the seas of the sun, living in this place, staring into space with fire.
The Gators, quick throw. Mitchell makes the catch. He breaks away. 30, 25, 20. Veers inside. 10 breaks the tackle. 5 breaks another one. Touchdown!